Is it true clubs Aluta mom introduce showers?
Shower? And you see, that's the thing for even guys who are now and that's what utapata ni DJs wame crossover. So because I'm trying to play with both markets, wacha niweke gidi maji kwa beat ya sijui.
Yak.
You get
Yak.
Sema ya nani hapo Moroka nyingine.
Sema ya.
What is the primary role of a host?
The primary role of a host is to create to pull a crowd, definitely, to create a vibe and bring spenders to the club to help.
Spenders.
No, but that's a thing. It's actually a thing. It's actually a thing.
Which means for a good host, someone who knows spenders, like on speed dial.
You know, I've never seen this discussion when it comes to reggae nights, and reggae nights play the same music.
Reggae nights,
but I'm saying, it's just an example. Okay.
And then lazima mweke flags kwa
marketing.
Na zile bed sheets za yellow, green, red.
But back to the matter. You can't go as an naitwaje ama air hostess useme unajua si ndio tunakaga na homa passengers. Na pilot ndio analipwa. That's what is happening. Because even the waiter can say, sisi ndio tunasava watu wote.
Over 26.
This is the
the Brunch Club. Over 26.
Welcome back to
the mics are closed.
Now, when you watch it, you'll understand. What up, my name is Chaxy, the mastermind, your main guy, the Lord Chaxy, the boy from Mariah and Mwass. What's that? The whole gang is around episode 298. We are
My Cheque.
And it goes without saying, Noni and DJ XCLUSIVE are in the building. What do you do, guys?
What's that?
Hey, you let Bantam me pick up a spoil. I was stepping in another room.
No one was spared.
Hey, no one was spared.
Hey, my God.
You move all over the place. How you guys, karibuni? Finally.
Yes.
Complain sasa.
Siwezi complain. Nimekuja ndio hii crowd yangu.
Kwanza umeona vile ameingia Q superstar. Ati Big Papa is in the building. Champ nani relax. Ati the champ is here.
Champ wa DJ.
Mpaka chini uongee.
So maybe for the guys who are not who don't know Noni, how do you introduce yourself? At least you have a bit of context.
Okay, so my name is Noni Karanja. Not a promoter. I am head of marketing for a very popular nightclub in Kilimani. I've had 4 to 5 years experience in this nightlife entertainment business scene, you could say. And basically that's just who I am and what I've done. Yeah.
And earlier this year when we had our hangout at Trade Room, you were still...
Yes. I was a project manager back there. We worked together and switch of career path, but still in the same scene, same industry.
You just walked down the road.
Right.
If you know, you know.
If you know, you know.
Yeah. So I think we can just get straight into it, and then everything else will flow. So last week Noni posted on her Instagram, ikafanya exclusive. Akaingia IGM, I feel emotional. So Noni posted and said, polite note, from now on, I'm only booking DJs who bring value to the club. Don't expect me to book you if you can't pull a crowd. I'm not in the business of paying DJs to come solo to the club, drink a complimentary bottle, and expect a check at the end of the night. Please and thank you. So if the DJ comes with the manager and the girlfriend and the best friend, that's fine.
They say usually 3 is a crowd, so.
So basically, they've brought a crowd.
Yeah, I think my statement was really taken out of context, and a lot of what my brother XCLUSIVE responded to was he was very right, and he had every right to respond because he's a DJ, has been in the industry for some time. However, I feel like because I'm very grateful for you guys giving me this platform because now at least I can explain myself.
Okay.
I mean, all those 1,000 people commenting, I can't respond to everybody. So I think this conversation is actually very important for us to clear up some things. So yeah.
Okay. So right before we get into this conversation, what is the most popping club in Nairobi right now? Both you guys.
Most popping club, I think that several depending on your preference of music, your age group, millennials, Gen Z. So when you look at 2 and 3, for the old school heads.
Right.
Most popping when you look at
but
clubs.
the 213 is always popping, bro.
When you look at Akina B&D Kileleshwa, it has a different crowd. When you look at the Conkas and the Habanos and the B&D Kiambu Road. So I think it's a very...
Based on your vibe.
Yeah, based on your
And
vibe.
also the location. It also depends on the location. Because now if we talk about now where like I operate in, which is Kilimani, it's the obvious ones. It's Black Samurai, it's Gemini, it's
Location.
the location. But location isn't really considered a night club per
That's
se.
a lounge-ish, bro.
Yeah, it's more of a lounge. It's more of somewhere where you go and smoke hookah prior to the
Pre-gaming.
night plan.
Deciding where to go.
Yeah, so yeah.
If they black out the location and then they add a bit of strippers, it can become a nightclub.
Wow.
The old location.
Waki black out.
Wow.
Si ni kweli tu. Wakakanukiza kidogo kwa ndani. It becomes... So what do you think makes a nightclub popping? Because kuna wengine you see nightclubs open and clearly you walk in and like, damn bro, they've invested so much money.
Right.
You walk in and you don't need to ask. But unandanga too, it's never even packed as much. You can tell the struggle even on busy nights sometimes.
Yeah.
What do you think makes a nightclub popping?
Well, from my perspective, I think that there are very many things that have to come into play. From the location to simple things like parking. You need to know at least nikienda mahali na gari there's a park and it will be safe. Then when you check into the club, the security, do they just let in anyone or are they strict with the age group and all that? When you get there, the dress code, the service, the waiters, how they handle the guests, the barman, the speed at which everything is served. When you go to the toilet, you have to make sure you're in a place where you feel like, okay, hapa hivi kuko kusafi nini. And then now you come and listen to, okay, who's playing, what kind of music is being played. So there's nothing that you can say it's one particular thing you pinpoint. All those things have to work together. That is why you can get a club with the dopest DJs, but bora kuna mademu wa mchele. Hiyo club watu wakuchi. Unapata? So there are different things that all have to come together.
Because a place like B&D for the longest time, there was just one toilet. There was barely any parking because ni car wash and the car wash guys know guys are coming. So unless you're washing your car, but B&D was always packed. Barabara kuna tamata kuna pitika until the neighbors were like, yo, we can't even use our roads from say Wednesday. But B&D was just packed and I didn't know. Like, it's not like there was seating was comfortable. Kwanza nilikuwa mnaenda huko mnajipata half of Nairobi. No, but people still keep going back.
Yes.
Down the road, kuna club tu ingine, manze wameinvest wapi.
Yeah. I think with B&D, they started the culture of booking guest DJs from earlier in the week, consistently from way back. Before it became like a thing that, you have to have a theme night from Tuesdays to Sunday. Like they adapted that concept quite earlier on and created their own organic crowd because every time people would come, they know what to expect on which specific day. So I think for them that weighed to their advantage. Okay. Yeah.
But so na zingine, because okay, my assumption would be so a regular reveler, maybe say a mid-aged person, I don't think they go to one club, especially if they're going to the clubs.
Yeah.
I'm sure they go to multiple clubs, say a week. If someone is going out, say 3 times a week, I don't think they're going to the same place 3 times in a week.
No. Yeah.
So which means at some point there's an overlap of the same audience. Like all the clubs have to sort of fight for the same audience.
Yeah.
True.
Same thing with DJs.
Right.
Exclusive tu ndo atachaza leo B&D, kesho wako sijui Black Samurai, kesho kutwa wako Platinum 7D. It's the same DJs. So then, and then experience-wise, pia city is very different. Difference ya Ketlabs na B&D ni nini in terms of service?
It's pretty much the same. Even the sitting style is the same. The setup is quite similar, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's actually quite similar. Even the food is...
Even the food, bro.
It's similar. Yeah, exactly.
And if the DJs are the same, it means also the music most likely is the same.
Yeah.
If I go to Ibiza, bro, you go to Ibiza like at 8 a.m. Unaweza fikiria club, hiyo ni club yenye nafunguliwanga 6 a.m. Ndio watu wameingia eti ya sunrise party. They've been there all night.
Yeah. Right.
Packed. You can't even walk to the
You can't
washroom.
even walk to the washroom.
Yeah, washroom bado ni zile ni nne tu. But it's packed. So sometimes when I go out nashindwa, I go to Milan, I'm like, oh, Shema is playing now. Shema Wednesday tumetoka kucheza bola, alikuwa anaenda kucheza B&D. Same guy. B&D packed as fuck. Uko Milan uko like, not too packed. Yeah. Unaangalia story ya mse mwingine Kavali, unashindwa what the fuck is going on?
Kavali needs to be studied on its own.
I know.
In my mind, it's so confusing. Like up to date, I don't understand what makes a nightclub successful?
Yeah.
I think it's a vibe. There's the vibe element because I look at it from perspective, let's say 1824, when it was still a Palais Jew. Like, for me, I knew if I go there, I'll get people I know.
Always.
So just in terms of going out on a sherehe, I know nikiingia hapa hivi ndapata watu najua. There are places I know, kama venye umesema B&D initially, mambo ya parking nini, but you know the vibe is right.
Yeah.
So you forgo the
struggle the parking.
You're like, listen, hiyo parking tutapark huko chini huko samaki. Na mko anapita hiyo inaweza kuwa iko open but you're like
By the way,
it's okay.
So it's the vibe that you guys have created. And that is why I feel like even when you talk about now clubbing and how they're marketed and how they're done, when you look at B&D, they don't have hosts. They don't do hosts. B&D Kileleshwa.
Yeah.
B&D Kiambu Road, the same owners, but the way they market it is very different.
Yeah.
Because the location and now how you have to pull crowds and all that, it becomes different.
Does the location play that bigger role, like in a commercial area or residential?
Yeah, it depends because kama 1824 Langata, they depended mainly on all the apartments that are around
there, the surrounding.
Then even me, by the time I'm leaving Langata to head to, for example, Konka, lazima ukume ni convince.
And even if you go to Konka, you'll still go back home.
Exactly.
So if I'm going back home at 5, 4, 3, depending on wherever I'm living,
Quick pass by.
my actual band
Quick
is
pass by.
1824.
Yeah.
So either way, utakuwa na wase.
Yeah.
So in your own opinion, and just based on your own experiences, that vibe you guys are describing, what do you think contributes to that vibe? What creates your vibe? Acha tu niende B&D, you know. Let me just go to
I think
Black Samurai.
definitely it's marketing, online social media marketing, and being able to create that FOMO. Online, especially, I'll use an example of the sunrise parties or the after parties, the Aluta parties. Those ones, like that was never actually like a thing where like you're booking DJs to play from 4 a.m. to midday.
Yeah.
Aluta used to be something organic.
Yeah.
Days of Solar Garden.
If it happens, it happens.
Days of Loft. If it happens, it happens.
Yeah.
You know, there you didn't even really care how you look like. Nowadays, people actually go back home on a Saturday night, sleep, wake up fresh, look good because they know there's going to be cameras around and they know that their videos are going to trend, you know, on that specific edition for that Aluta. So I think also social media marketing plays a huge role and just creating that FOMO and making somebody feel like, I want to be part of that. I want to be there, you know.
Is it true clubs Aluta mom introduce showers?
Shower?
I saw a tweet like that.
Hey, Mwass.
Hey, labda zile za...
There was a time on Thika Road. Yes, I remember Aluta ya Thika Road ulikuwa na shower.
Yeah, Loft.
What do you mean showers?
So that you don't go home.
At 500 bob.
Wait.
At 500 bob, you're given a hot shower.
It is not that deep. What
Wait.
You know me, I saw the tweet. They don't want to risk you going home and then you change your mind about coming back.
I knew for the soup. I didn't know there was actually showers.
Soup has always been there.
Yeah.
Even, what is the name of the club? The one that was opposite, what is it called? Uko Raptor Road. Opposite that hotel.
Deja Vu.
Deja Vu. See, Deja Vu pia kulikuwa tu na soup.
Yeah.
It was very normal. Soup then uendelee, but showers. So where do you shower?
See, in the club, like...
Then unavaa hiyo nguo za ulikuwa umevaa, unavaa hizo nguo.
Tunaenda mahali umepark gari huko chini.
Okay, unoga nini?
Ushaikuwa mlevi alafu ujimwagie maji.
By the way.
Unarudi sober. Unarudi sober.
Fruits you were wearing yesterday.
Sasa you got...
Sio mavazi. Zishuke alafu.
Awendi kuchipo hiyo. Imagine going to the club with an overnight bag.
At this point, you might as well.
Ati niko na toothbrush dio.
Kama mnena na mkate, what is an overnight bag?
Msa nafikiria maybe you're leaving the club to go somewhere else. Kumbe, ni nguo za kuchange but narudi tu home.
Umetoka na trao ya green unarudi na blue ndaka we.
But that's not a bad idea.
But do you know what's funny?
I actually respect you.
Do you know what's funny? Some girls actually do that. Some girls will actually carry a pair of tights or pants and like a top in their handbag. And because they know there's probably a Aluta the next day and they don't want to be caught, in a really short dress, especially on their way back home from Aluta. Because some of them use, like cabs or maybe sometimes even public transport. So unapata dem hataki kuharasiwa labda na a taxi guy. It's sad that that's where it has gotten to right now, but unfortunately that's the truth of the matter. They have to wear tights and a top to cover up because they know when they're heading back home and probably wametoka mbali wamekuja kupati labda Kilimani na wametoka
Ruai.
Ruai.
Road trip.
Yani bili yako kwa meza na ya cabs.
I hope she has snacks in that bag.
That is snacks.
She better have snacks in that bag.
Na hiyo ni kama utapata kaba atakubali kupeleka Ruai 3 am. Sino nasema ukipata cab, the commitment to the sherehe is incredible. But I honestly, idea shower is not a bad idea.
No, it's not a bad idea.
A lot of space, you'll be surprised.
I
People will be showering on
I just want to meet one person who showered in a club.
Yeah,
Nikupige coffee. Nini mbaya?
Mbona umpige coffee? Commitment to the sherehe, respect.
No.
Hygiene and cleanliness.
Yeah.
Ati bili yako inasoma whiskey sijui nini shower.
Really, it's normal, especially for like in town CBD, because you see there are like drivers who are driving like all night, blah blah blah.
Right.
So in town there are places you can go pay for hot shower, change clothes.
Oh, ni mtu wa komboka.
Like, ni kama mse anakupatia 1 hour uji.
Are you sure that's not for the ladies of the night?
Not necessarily. Also, because you see there are drivers who actually need to shower.
Oh, okay, because they're doing overnight shifts.
Ama mse amelala kwa gari asubuhi anafaa travel kwenda Nakuru.
Ukweli.
When you used to have a studio in town, you could easily edit the whole night. Watu waende home wakuache asubuhi wewe uende uoge, ungare na uko.
Na uendelee na shughuli.
Uendelee tu na shughuli within town.
Damn.
In fact, literally it was right behind our studio, 100.
Ecosystems, but there's things that exist that you will never
That
know
I
exist.
support. Kama ukomboka, if you're looking for the money, if you're spending the money.
Me hata sherehe I support.
Sawa.
Cause if I have a club running overnight, na bado nafanya sunrise party.
Yeah.
Of course, if there's guys who want to stay all through, let me make them comfortable. Shower, kunywa supu yako, kula, nice breakfast, and then
I pledge the next time you shower in a club, nilipishe.
Okay. I personally am not going to shower.
What are you saying?
I'm saying for the guys who are committed to the party, wakue.
Nah.
Because even me, I've been at sunrise parties before, but tumepiga overnight. By 12 noon.
Yeah, you over it, man.
Yeah, as in una feel too mechapa.
Yeah.
But ungenipatia option ya shower
shower
9 am. Na ndio nisitoke sherehe.
Ni ukweli.
All of us are, I'm sure tumekuwa party yenye you need to leave and you can't believe kwanza you're leaving.
Yeah,
So maybe you need to travel, ama you have work, so you can't go. Bashi imeshika yani. Unaenda home, uamini unaenda home. Yani na imagine nimeacha watu wengine kwa meza bado I'm like, what the bro?
You know how pissed you'd be if you're coming from the shower and then you find guys that go out.
You already been upset.
I'm coming to your individual homes to slap
I'm seeing someone online in the morning, they look dressed differently, and you thought maybe they went home to change. Kumbe wamechange kwa club. Respect to the sherehe.
Because kama mimi I really like changing clothes. Like in one night, nikichange nguo inanipatia different energy. So if there is someone who would want, someone to partner with in marketing.
You're the guy.
Influencer.
Because me personally, I feel like when a change of clothes brings
A different
Energy, a different vibe.
alafu pia hiyo tu yenye msee ako msee kwani
Yeah.
But that's Tafari. During our events, like when we have our hangouts,
For outfits.
yeah, if you don't know Tafari, unaweza fikiri we've met. Especially because of the hair. 4 different outfits in one night.
bro, like can we imagine a new like a white clean t-shirt?
Yeah.
Nothing like a white tee.
Yeah.
So,
In the middle of the night.
At 3 a.m.
Give you that confidence. Because but then a lot of guys go home because they're like, manze niko na nguo za jana. Nimehagiwa, niko na makeup. I'm feeling musty. Madem wana feel shy, makeup inakaa sijui aje. So I think a lot of people, if you give them that option to be
They'd
honest,
take it.
without them like chini ya maji,
Yeah.
they would actually take it. They would actually
Tuanzishe busy ya kuuza matisho kwa club. Ama tuuze setting spray.
ama hii soft life package inakuja na
Sasa.
Inakuja na table, a bottle, a t-shirt.
This is encouraging. I will support. Watu wende home waoge.
Mimi niko in support. Kama sasa Black Samurai Milan kuna enough space kwa hizo buildings. Wekeni showers. Kuna enough space. Mimi niko in all support. Hiyo biashara ya showers na ile restaurant wamefungua hapo karibu, I feel ya showers na make more money.
Like,
It's a good idea.
Nairobians wata misbehave. Kama wanafanyanga hizo vitu kwa
And
choo.
that's what I'm
Imagine
saying.
ukiwekea shout.
No, absolutely not.
Utapata 2 in 1.
No.
Like a per person sharing showers.
Hapana.
Babe, twende tuoge wapi Black Sabbath? Hata mse aingi club, anunui kitu yote.
No, that would be a substitute for B&Bs.
Yeah.
So that B&B lakini
Let's
tuende
just
kwa
say
bafu.
worst location ni
Nah.
Lang'ata.
Hakuna maji.
Hakuna maji half the time.
Lang'ata mimi naamka asubuhi, mimi naenda job. Unadhani nakuja Aluta.
Mnaenda ofisi.
Oh God.
Then I have another question. Say out of 10 people who are regular club goers, how many, in your own opinion, do you think go to the club because of the DJ who's playing on that night?
That's a good question. I think I'll throw that one too.
Out of 10, I would say 3.
Regulars,
3 or 4.
yeah.
Those ones that, because there are people who, they know this place is a vibe. Whichever DJ will
Regardless.
be brought there has passed the test. That is why some of us are booked in clubs every month. And there are people who will look at their 3 favorite clubs and see, okay, niko na Cavalli, niko na hii, niko na hii, hapa kuna Grouchy, hapa kuna huyu, hapa kuna huyu. Leo tunaenda hii. Then maybe that's on a Friday. On a Saturday, they might do the same thing, but now they're like, jana tulikuwa na nani yako hapa hivi, tulishamsikiza jana. Leo acha tuende hii place. So out of those 10 people, let's say 3-4 wanakujaga because they know the DJ who's playing. Then the rest, they are just sure, they know nikienda hii place ni vibe.
Yeah.
Because the club itself has already made sure that the lineup we have of the DJs every month is proper.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if I'm a regular, seme leo nimeangalia hivyo. Every single week when nitakuambia nitakuwa naangalia nasema leo naangalia nani every week. If I'm a regular who goes to the club every week.
Regular who goes to a particular club, I'm a regular who just goes
just around. I don't know zapata maybe we say B&Ds where naendanga sana, but kuna time tu ndakwa Cavalli, my friends wako huko, kuna time ndakwa Black Samurai.
Yeah.
But then ni possible kupata mse mwingine mimi naanga tu Habanos peke yake. Habanos most of the time.
Now.
Like says under place ingine.
There are
There's guys
people
who are just
kama ni
believers.
1824
Yeah.
1824 anaenda huko Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
The whole year.
Yes.
Yeye yako huko.
Huyo apatia share.
Pombe yake ibaki. Unajua paka wale wa pombe imebaki anaambia
Anaekewa kwa
kesho
kwa
kuendelea.
counter.
Yeah.
Ataendelea.
Yeah.
Hiyo bili yake nalipa every night ama anapewa monthly.
So kuna such privileges for such clients wanapatanga they have a tab or you'll pata that maybe they have one specific security or bouncer guy that knows him. Akilewa anajua mali anampeleka kwa where he's supposed to go and get his car from. There's a specific waitress who serves him. There's that attention to detail that will make a regular comeback.
Okay.
Every other day.
Wale wase wa kawaida.
Yeah, wale wase wa kawaida. But why I will say I will differ with what you're saying is because there are some DJs from during the week who pull their crowd specifically because weekdays getting people out sometimes is very difficult. Do you understand? So you'll find I'll give you an example with a DJ that I am actually working with, someone like Mr. C. Mr. C has been doing Thursdays at Black Samurai consistently for quite some time now.
Yeah.
And you'll find that when he's on his tours and he's not around, the turnout is low.
Oh, wow.
So you'll find that a DJ like him, the crowd comes because of him. And it's tested and proved. Like this is the guy.
Crowd.
And usually what we tell him is, okay, fine. If you know you're going on tour, give us a replacement of who you think can be able to try and nobody can fill your shoes 100%, but somebody who can at least maintain that kind of a vibe.
Yeah.
You get? So, but you'll still find that maybe it's still
It's a
not as high.
struggle.
You'll even find influencers like Akina Ajib Gadoni. They'll not come out until maybe when
Mr.
Mr. C is
he's
around.
back.
So my question would be, is it because specifically because of Mr. C, it's the vibe that Mr. C has created for that Thursday? Because my question would be, if we brought Mr. C on a random Wednesday, would the turnout be exactly the same as that vibe that he has created for Thursday? Not putting him aside from the Thursday vibe, because he's definitely been instrumental.
Right.
But now the vibe has caught up, that even when he's not there,
Right.
it's a continuation of what he started.
Right.
So if I brought him on, say, Wednesday, would I get the same attendance that I'd get on that Thursday?
I tend to believe so. And the only reason why we don't do that, because that would seem like you're using the DJ. You put him on a night, you grow the night, unamtoa, unampeleka on a night that's not doing too well. So I don't think that would be fair, especially if it's something that they've built from scratch. However, what was your question again? Whether he would be able to pull the same...
Yeah,
if
so
the
no,
nights was
It's the vibe that he has created.
Yeah.
It's definitely the vibe
the
that he has
vibe, yeah. Because I was
created.
like, is it about the name? Am I now the vibe for that Thursday?
It's a vibe.
It's the vibe that
it's
he
a
has
combination
created.
of things. And
Yeah.
this is the thing I'll say, because let me separate Friday, Saturday.
Yeah.
Sherehe, hizo ni sherehe.
Those are sherehe days.
The other days of the week, it's usually now takes a lot of work. And granted, someone like Mr. C has built it, and that's what she said, from scratch. So it's not something that just happens overnight.
That's true.
It's something that you have to start building, calling your people. And then when you look around as well, how many other nights have that vibe on that Thursday? How many other places? And what you'll get is, during the week, there are not so many clubs that are active in terms of sherehe na bamba. Unaweza enda Kavali on a Thursday and Saturday, and you're like, these are two different places. But guys know, mimi Friday, Saturday niko Kavali. Ukimwambia kuna sherehe Monday, Tuesday, like, niko na job, nini. So even in terms of also the crowd that you're trying to bring, you look at Thursday, you're like, okay, ni nani wanakuja out Thursday? Kuna watu wanajua, mimi Monday to Thursday niko job bana. Kwa hiyo kwenda out shughuli ni ngumu. Friday, sawa. So there was even that argument of, sawa, kama wewe DJ ni mnoma sana, unaweza jaza club Saturday, basi chukua Monday ujaze. Kwa nini?
That's a valid question.
I have worked for 15 years. I have done that.
You've DJed for 15 years?
From 2010.
Hold up.
I have done that.
Hey!
From a resident DJ. Kutoka Karatini umepitia pale Starbucks.
Vizuri sana.
Starbucks. I used to DJ at Starbucks Karatini.
Damn. Nimekuwa Starbucks mara kadhaa. Hiyo club ni confusing. Nafu ni giza. Hata mchana is dark as fuck.
So even in terms of those nights where you were seated at Baka's on a Tuesday, unaweza ona mtu wa mayai huko, kwanza unawachezea hao mpaka ikuje kushika. I've done all that. Where I am right now, I'll choose my punani. But I have my preferences. I'll do Friday, Saturday, nikitaka sana, Sunday. And that I was saying in terms of the DJ, if you tell me, sawa, let's build a Thursday, I don't have a problem. But I'll tell you, it's a different rate. Hii ya club Friday, Saturday, hii nilipe tu nikuje mcheze. Hii ya si mnataka nilete watu. I want percentage of sales. Because I am actively now having to go more than just saying nakuja ku DJ, starting to making those calls, getting people who chicks who I know, come, I'll buy the booty. I might even go into my pocket. But I know in the next like 2-3 months, itaanza kujilipa. Now, what happens with club owners and marketers, when the night is starting, 400K, let's say I'm taking 10%, 700K, 70K, sawa. Ukianza kugonga 1.5, 2M, and this is, I'm talking from experience. 3M, mtu anakana 300K. But anasahau mulitoka from zero. You get? That is why me I stopped doing it. Because it got to a point where I'm like, sawa, we'll build the night. Then inafika mahali tunaanza kukosana juu ya hiyo 200K hapana. We tufanye hivi, tukupatie tu flat. I'm like, no. That wasn't the agreement. And that is why most DJs who've already made their name will not agree to it. And they'll be like, when nilipe mimi nikuje nicheze and I go home. Now, to the point where she made about coming with people and all that, I DJ 8 times in a month. Friday, Saturday. That's it. Friday na Saturday peke. Hata kama wewe ni beste yangu aje. Utanifuata 8 times. You get? 8 times. And imagine I've been doing this for all these years. So even me with my friends, I know their places. Nikienda 2-3, there are people I'll call. Yo, niaje niko 2, because it's only once a month. Yo tutakuja. When I'm going to be in Kiambu Road, I am not calling those guys. Because I know, first of all, they're not coming all the way to Kiambu Road. You get? So for us, now it gets to that point whereby it's not me bringing a crowd. It's me bringing the experience. You guys have done everything else. Mumeshaleta wateja kwa restaurant, ni chakula wanangojea. For me, it's to make sure that the food is okay. So that kesho watasema, okay, hata kama sijui DJ, hii place nilienda ilibaki. Now that is what helps the clubs. So that guys know, okay, ile place ilikuwa na vibe. Ule DJ alikuwa nani, hata kama tumjui, tulibambika. So next time we'll go there. And the marketer knows that because I have these DJs, nimeshawapanga hivi. So that mtu akirudi tena, anakuja, leo ni Grouchy, pa. Ameenda amerudi, leo ni DJ John, pa. And she know, okay, he club, and that's the vibe now I'm talking about. When you talk about places like Cavalli, they have their DJs, and then they have now the DJs that they bring along.
The residents and the guest
DJs. Fully Focus yuko hapa leo, Mendo Merudi Grouchy yuko hapa leo, Mendo Merudi Mr. C yuko hapa leo. So it's always a vibe. But there's no one particular DJ who's told, sasa wewe, Nimekuona umekuja mwenyewe. Mimi ubethe mutembea mwenyewe. And let me tell you why mutembea mwenyewe. Let me just get to that point. Mutembea mwenyewe because I have DJed for so long and I've had friends who will come. Ndio hii mzinga tutakunywa. Kuna wale watasema wacha niongeze ingine. Kuna wale watamaliza hiyo. Wakwambie
wanakunywa rider yako.
Buzi imeisha. And you see, for me now I get a start going into my pockets. At the end of the day I take my profession seriously. I rarely even drink where like ndakunywa ile pombe nimepewa complimentary. After that I might go somewhere else. And not because I don't want to drink there, but I don't want to spend the money that I've made back there.
I hear you.
So I can come to your place mucheza BND naweza enda on a Wednesday and I'll spend my money and I'll enjoy myself. But ile siku ndacheza nimalize
go
nijitoe.
So
yeah, what I mean is
back to Rudy sasa hapo ndio classes
clarify and then now we build from there.
I clarify. Yeah. Okay. So me, I'll say specifically to my experience. I don't know what happens out there, but I'll talk about Kilimani area. Kilimani is a hot zone for entertainment. Yes. That one we know. Everybody knows that. In fact, most DJs, when they are starting out, their dream or their goal is to be able to be booked in a club in that area. Kilimani, Kileleshwa, Lavington, that area. That is what they aspire to achieve. Now, the issue comes when there's the market is oversaturated with good DJs. There's so many talented DJs.
Facts. And you say that Kenyan DJs are talented.
I'm telling you guys, if I can tell you the number of inquiries I get in my DMs, on my personal number on WhatsApp, phone calls, book me. And then, sometimes I would love to help, new talent. Let's discover new talent. Let's not keep empowering people who take it for granted. Because sometimes you'll find some of these DJs who have been in, and no shade to you, by then. I'm not even saying you specifically. I'm just saying generally. Some of these DJs who have been in the industry for 10 plus years have become very entitled. Some of them. And why I'm saying that is because, why am I booking you, paying you 100,000 plus K to play for 2 hours, and you can't even post my poster, you can't even do a video drop. But when I'm booking, when I'm booking Scorpion Kings from South Africa, those guys will send me even 3 video drops. They'll even post when they're landing in Kenya and even tag me. They'll even come to the venue and do sound check. They'll even, they'll go the extra mile when it comes to marketing and putting themselves out there. But our DJs, especially our Kenyan DJs, it's a culture. And I'm going to say it right now. They have become extremely entitled. You understand? So why I was saying, okay, value for money. If I'm a club in Kilimani, like right now, I think we're like 2 or 3 clubs in Kilimani that are dominating that market. So we're competing with each other actively. It might not seem like it to you guys who are the club revelers, but us behind the scenes marketing and the club owners, it's a competition for sure. We want to see who can eat more of the pie. You understand? Who can accommodate more of the people in their club. So for me, I'm like, if my target is maybe like 3 meter in a night, and that's a really good night, like maybe on a Thursday to Saturday, each night like 3M, and I'm paying you 150, 200K. What percentage is that? Like roughly?
Almost 5.
Yeah, so that is just to pay you to play for the 2-3 hours. And can you at least go the extra mile and show me like, okay, fine, you can also actually use your platform, market the event, market your night, post the poster, do a video drop, get your people to come to support you, at least even wasaidie kucontribute iyo pesa yenye tunakulipa. I'm not telling you to jaza the whole club. That's not what I meant by my post. Because everybody, we have promoters and club hosts who that is their job is to bring crowd to the club. But right now, as we know, because it's so competitive, we also need DJs to also kind of pull their weight. I'm not saying that it's compulsory. I'm just saying that me personally, I'm not going to book you and pay you 100 plus K to just come play 2 hours and you're not even posting a poster, you're not even doing a video drop. It's like you're just coming to get a check and your complimentary bottle and you go.
Wait, but Noni, don't you feel like this is a case of maybe just miscommunicated expectations? Because correct me if I'm wrong, exclusive. Because some DJs feel like, listen, you're only paying me to show up and entertain. Everything else in between, for most, feel like that's a different bag because that's some sort of social media promotion.
Right.
So there should be an extra bag that comes along with it. But if you don't communicate with me clearly and tell me, okay, I'm booking you for an event, but can you please help me post this on your social media, help do the promo, help do the what?
Yeah.
So it's not a case of you feel like you've been shortchanged, we are not feel like you're expecting over and above from me.
Yeah. So by the time I was doing this post, this is something I have tried to do.
Okay.
But a lot of these DJs have failed me and it was out of frustration.
Okay.
To be honest. And the reason I posted that was because a lot of people who I started off with, like because I used to be a club host, by the way, guys. That's why he was referring to me as a promoter, because that's what I used to do. But now I'm head of marketing at the club I'm working for right now. So I'm on the other side. I'm behind the scenes. But you see now, when I'm having my weekly meetings with my boss, having to answer, can you justify if on this night this is the target we expect, but we only hit like maybe 60% of that target, and we paid this DJ what you told us he's worth? Where is the value? How can I justify that DJ? So it was actually out of frustration for me. Usually, whenever I book a DJ, I always tell them, give me at least 3 days prior to your event, post every day on your story at least once or twice, and give me one feed post and one video drop. So one feed post will be the poster that we generate for you, and then a video drop. Just you connecting with your followers, knowing that you're playing at a certain club on this specific day. You know, just to give them that extra motivation to come and support you.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? That's just basically what I was saying.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so nimemwelewa. I'll ask a few questions as we debunk this thing.
Break it down.
Do you guys feel like Genre Bar is a very dope DJ?
Yeah.
Personally, I do.
I do.
I grew up.
Depending on the genre,
Yeah, but there's a consensus that
Generally, yeah.
he's a good DJ.
I
books.
grew up listening to John. Now
Yes.
I don't think that would be the same with Ojizo or the 20-year-olds here.
Yeah, but the people who know him.
Right.
Yeah.
And he's booked almost every week. Milan Fridays, he's doing
Okay.
B&B.
Okay.
Genre Bar has no social media presence.
Okay.
Nothing.
Him
at all.
personally, he
I'm
doesn't.
just giving an example, okay? But he still books. There's a point, and this is now coming from a promoter who was telling me, oh, I need your video and come here. Okay, relax, ndakutumia. He's like, and I'm like, okay, wait, nani anacheza on Friday, John anacheza huko on Friday. Mko na video yake? Hapana. I'm like, then calm down.
Take it slowly.
We can still do it, we will make it work. She's talking about the marketing and social media stuff. That is something, if you're not in love with your job and love what you're doing and you don't do it, that one I would understand if a club says, you know what, we are not messing with this person. And that is what I was saying. Book people who can work with you and who can work with you. I mean, there are places they tell me, tutakubook lakini atukupati mzinga yako. Imagine,
Awalipe rada yangu ni sawa.
ni sawa. And I won't do it. Oh, tutakubook lakini tunataka ukuje na crowd. Ni sawa. And I am okay working with the 4-5 clubs that I work with constantly on a monthly basis.
It's seamless.
And even with the club itself, that is what you do. Yes, tumekuleta this time, and you just tell them, owners, yes, we brought him, we didn't reach the target. Okay, we're not going to use him again.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
But that's what,
You know, the way it was, and now to the matter, the way you put it was like, this should be the expected. I am not expected. As a DJ, my core work is to DJ, is to entertain. Hizi zingine ni extras. That is why you see people doing mixes in the club and recording them and posting. I'm one of them. So that wherever you are, ukipitia huku upatane na mix yangu ya BND Kiamburu dama ya Quiver Mombasa Road, uisikiza and you feel like, okay, it looked like it was a vibe, the crowd was vibing. Maybe I'll check him out one day. That is why people are doing mixes every week and now trying to go above and beyond. I talked about the likes of DJ Topaz, DJ Festa. All of these guys are getting booked off. They started doing mixes. Then now clubs are being told, we mbona hamleti flani. I've seen this even clubs doing that. Munataka tulete DJs wagani. Then the comment section now, pale ile ya question kwa Instagram. Then I guys start saying, letter DJ nani grouchy, letter DJ nani. All those things can be done by the club to get the pool of DJs they want to work with. Once you get those pool of DJs, it's the same way even with events, zile za EABL and all that. You're told, there's this festival coming up. We will need you to push. We will need 3 generic posts. We will need Insta stories. Have all that written down. Then work. Ikuwe tu sasa ni kila mtu anafanya kazi yake. Kama uwezani na kazi, wachana nayo.
So is it just a simple conversation of what scope of work and what value add?
Yeah, I think so. And I think also, yes, you said the core role of a DJ is to create the vibe and to play the music.
Yes.
But as we know, entertainment is an ever-evolving industry. And you have to adapt with the times. And that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Where we're operating from right now is there's an oversaturation of really good DJs.
Okay.
And really now the top layer ones now, the ones who have 10, 15 years experience are booked. Some of them are even booked 3 gigs in one night. And they still expect to be paid that. What value is that for me as a club owner?
Why are you booking DJs?
No, I'm just saying, sometimes they don't even reveal. Until we do our own research, sometimes they don't even reveal that I've been booked after this gig, me have to squale, I have another.
Is that a problem? Normally?
It is a problem because what happens is if I'm a fan of Exclusive and I've seen that a specific club he's playing his set from midnight to 2 a.m. And then I see another poster, another club that he's playing his set from 3 a.m. to 5 a.m. Mbona nitajiharakisha? See, I'll just go to the one afterwards. Because as you know, Kenyans party until really late.
True, but that's preference.
Yeah. Because my question would be, if I'm a DJ and I have a booking with you from 11 till 1, what is the problem if you take another booking at 3 till 5 in the morning?
There's no issue.
Somewhere else. Yeah.
There's no issue. In fact, we're not saying that we stop you from taking any bookings. But for me, specifically moving forward, we just decided as management. Okay. If we're booking a DJ, specifically on our busy nights, Fridays and Saturdays, don't double book.
So
give us all your energy.
In an outlet on that night only.
That's our preference.
So wait, help me understand.
Yeah.
So you only want to book them and them for that night. So they can't get other gigs that night. So what exactly is supposed to happen after their set is done?
So it depends because we also have our resident DJs who open. Yeah. And for us right now, and I'll say specifically in Kilimani, the goal is to retain clientele until late as possible.
Okay.
Yeah. Because what we know is prime time when the guys who buy bottles, bottle poppers, they start spending from about 1:32 a.m. until 5, 6 in the morning. And I think you've seen that in multiple clubs. Yeah. So for us, we like to maximize putting our guest DJs during that set time. And also, even if their set ends a little bit earlier, like at 4 a.m., we'd rather not see that they are booked somewhere else and guys prefer to go and wait for them. Because they'll go and camp for them at that other place.
What if I play at 9 p.m. and you book me for
I've walked into the club, let's say at midnight.
Yeah.
Probably Exclusive is getting on
at 1
a.m. Maybe his set ends at 3.
Right.
My question is, so if you only want Exclusive at your club, so after kishamaliza 3, Exclusive anabaki club yako akifanya.
Before kimaliza before. Same, because Exclusive needs to play at 1 in your club.
Right.
So if BND decide to book him for 9 to 11,
that's a discussion. That's a discussion.
Okay.
Because I'm also like, for him, in all fairness, you as a business, and I understand where you're coming from. You see where your bar is open from the time you open. Come on, 5 p.m., you are selling all the way.
Yeah.
Now, for someone also how they make money is by DJing, if you lock me in and you're not paying me extra, you're paying me my regular fee, but I'm playing at 1, and they're telling me I can't play at 9 somewhere else. Also, you see me, I'm losing my bag.
No, that's fair.
Your bar has been open the entire evening till morning.
That's fair, 100%. And that's why you'll find most often they're not on Fridays and Saturdays. When we book guest DJs, we accompany them with another DJ plus our resident DJ.
Or so two guest DJs.
Two guest DJs and our resident. So you'll find our resident DJ will open up for the guys who come early. Then from around maybe 11 to 1, we'll put now the curtain raiser DJ. And then now prime time we'll put now the big DJ. And then now if they finish their set at around maybe 3:30 or 4 a.m., then now the resident comes and closes. But for us, it's to be able to maintain that hype for as long as possible to be able to meet our revenue sales.
Is this a conversation that's been successful behind closed doors?
Sorry?
But it feels like a new conversation.
Yeah. It's a very new conversation.
This is the thing. Even with the DJs playing multiple venues, it's just here in Kenya where you don't get DJs doing multiple venues. Go to Uganda, go to South Africa. At night, a DJ can have 5 gigs. From 7 mpaka 7 in the morning. Akoi plays 2 hours, Ametoka Akoi plays. And you see,
nightlife is just another different
It's also because of the DJ's popularity and demand. And there are 2 things. I personally rarely do 2 gigs in a night. Unless kama hizi za sasa sunrises or hello jua nini, because I know my focus and the crowds are different. And the reason why I will charge you what I'm charging you is because I am giving you my all. I can decide, I can't charge you more than how much, sawa, 60, 70, sawa. I know for a fact I can get 3 gigs in that night if I'm taking that 70. And it will be a bigger bag than what maybe I would have asked for just to play at one place. So there are DJs who will value that one club and that one experience. And for me, it's also because sita kuchanganya mafanzo wangu. Nikiwambia mkuje hapa, I know ni hapa niko.
That's it now.
Sio eti niko hapa. And I'm not knocking, anyone who does it, because there are people who, I'll do an early set at maybe Soho, nimalize, nitoke, niende ningie Milan, nimalize, nitoke, niende
late night
Ibiza. You get? That is okay. If you're on demand that way, and the clubs understand and accept, because there's some who won't accept, which is okay. That is why I go back to work with people you want to work with. Mimi nikisema, sawa, I'm only doing one night. I will do one night. I will charge you this amount. Hiyo ni mob sana. Yes, but I'm giving you my all. The DJs who play 2 hours, me, I usually say don't at set time. I will come in, feel the vibe, I will play as nikitaka kucheza mpaka 4 a.m. ni mimi nacheza. Because for me, it's that experience.
Basically, ile greed wanaongelea kwa Bible.
They even resident DJs wanna feel like, but for me, it's I'm playing here once a month. I want to give you such a good experience that you want to look forward to the next time. Who DJ alingia 11, akacheza mpaka 4. I can tell you for a fact, very few DJs do that. But for me, it's the experience. When I go to Nakuru, I know I'm not going there for another whole month. So nikienda huko, I will play and wapatie sherehe mpaka ile wakanajua next time mse akikuja lazima tukue. But there are those who just come and secure the bag and go. And for me, I'm like, now that is where the club owner looks at, okay, that is what utasikia kuna ma-DJ tuko booked, ama ma-DJ wako booked kila wiki, kila mwezi, because you give the club value. What I was just against ni hiyo ya kusema times are changing, the competition is stiff. The competition is stiff more for the clubs, not for the DJs. For me, I know the clubs that I will secure my bag. Sina hata pressure. There are places I've never played, and I'm okay with it. There are DJs who, there are places Mimi have played, they'll never play. We can all look at it and say, you know what, sawa we kula hiyo, minda kula hiyo. But with clubs, now hiyo pressure inakuja kwa marketing team, whereby, and I'll say this, not for you particularly, you go and overpromise the owner. Minda kujazia hii club, nafanya ni. And then when it doesn't work out, the easiest target is the DJ. My biggest issue is, yes, times are evolving. DJs are not the only people who work in the club. Times are evolving even for photographers. The only photographers wakipatia hiyo pressure. And that is why I made that comment I made, and people are like, yeah, because I'm like, if I bring my crowd and the waiters are trash,
what's the point?
At the end of the night, the sales will be low. Na bado mtasema ni DJ. Ama now I have to pinpoint ule ni wangu. And this is where even the host walifanyiwa madharau sana kwa clubs. Host kazi yao ikuwa kumake sure watu wamenunua pombe. You can imagine you already me told, bring guys. Aya guys have come. Umekuja tu na madema wakunyu. You need to bring ballers. You bring ballers. Now you have a target. Your ballers have to spend a certain amount. So tena mimi nimekuwa host ama waitress. You get? And even the hosts who are complaining, we are the ones who bring the crowd, DJs kazi yao tu ni kucheza. Okay, then negotiate for your fee. Ikue juu. Don't try and bring me down. Ati mbona mnalipa DJs. You can't go as a naitwaje ama air hostess. Useme unajua si ndio tunakaaga na hao passengers. Na pilot ndio analipa. That's what is happening. Because even the waiter can say, sisi ndio tunasava watu wote. And this is what I say. The host will bring a group, a table that will spend 200K. Fine. That table, I am playing for everyone in the club. So our roles are different.
That's true.
So let's just separate. And I really didn't want to have that thing of where society ni hosts versus DJs versus promoters.
No.
Kila mtu ajitete kivyake, kitofauti. If times are evolving, and this is now the marketing teams, you guys need to do a better job. And that is why hizi vitu zote tumesema, the host that you guys choose, the vibe that you guys create, the DJs that you guys work with. Because
what makes you think we're not already doing that? What makes you think we don't have the top-notch hosts? What makes you think we don't have the top-notch DJs? But for some reason, we still feel like we could get more value from, and this doesn't go to the DJs only as well. To the hosts, yes, you said that the hosts have now been given the role.
What's the primary role of a host?
The primary role of a host is to create, to pull a crowd, definitely, to create a vibe and bring spenders to the club. To help
spenders.
No, but that's a thing. It's actually a thing. It's actually a thing.
Which means for a good host, someone who knows spenders, like on speed dial.
It could be that. It's somebody who's well connected.
Spenders on speed dial.
Not on speed dial though.
No, it has to be. Okay, but you know what I mean. Because the thing is, if the host has to bring ballers, then the question would be, who are ballers? So you need to be in that scene to know who spends money.
Who's spending heavy and who
and also, spending money is relative. Because sometimes when I'm in the club, I'm like, damn.
Today I really want to blow a bag. Next week I just don't feel like it.
I'm not talking about myself. I'm saying I go to clubs sometimes and I'd see the way people spend.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh shit, okay. It's a very different ballgame. Like spending in the club is different. Yeah, there's nights you go to the club and you're like, damn, bro. Yeah, wame spend yani, wamenunua hizi kamera zote hapa. Wamekunya tu.
But that's actually, I think we should like go back to when we had COVID during lockdown and there was no outside. Outside was closed and guys were inside. You understand? And the moment outside opened up, the entertainment scene shot up. Okay? And it created a lot of employment and a lot of opportunities. Yeah. And the game changed from what it was prior. Even as you're saying, hosts were being hired essentially just to look pretty.
Yeah.
That was before. Yeah. When outside was opened and it became super competitive, new clubs were popping up in every location. It now became how we can be able to get a bigger piece of the pie.
So give me an example of a name of a good host. Like a popular host. Who brings spenders?
Okay. this is free marketing, but I'll really shout out.
Your marketing.
Let me tell you, I'm gonna shout out to this guy. He's called J Ranking. J Ranking has
J Ranking.
Miss
James.
Upepo Nation. Kama you know Upepo Nation, you know J Ranking.
Labda you've seen him, but you.
Yeah,
probably. Okay. It's a familiar face.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll see him on quite a number of posters within Kilimani. So when I first started working with J Ranking, he used to do mostly clubs in Mombasa Road, those areas.
Tunnel and the rest.
Yeah, Tunnel and the rest. He was really good in those areas. And those areas, by the way, Tunnel, the club owners used to give hosts targets. You know that, right?
Yeah, which I still don't agree.
And you get a cut of
when you say targets, in what sense?
This is the thing. And let me just take it back even before COVID. Yeah. The whole idea of hosts and the whole idea of getting these chicks into the club and all that. There's always this notion, pale kuna mademo sawa.
Yeah.
So that was easily their role. And then because of the blow up of social media, many chicks with numbers. So you're like, if I get this chick and this chick and this chick, I know there are guys who would want to just come and
hang out, just vibe with
get their chance. You get. So they started. That is how it started. Okay. So you have those hosts coming, wanapatiwa drink and all that nini. Yeah. Then because pia ma hosts wanaona, okay, aka kananikangu kwa social media kakuna kitu, I'm going to be charging 5K, 10K. There's some who charge that amount. Kuna wale sasa kama kina Ambareni zemeni super host. Yeah. But that's the whole idea behind it. Then ikafika mahali ya, okay, you're coming here, we're bringing you every Friday, Saturday, you're drinking.
Yeah.
But imeze yako naona tu na mabesti wako. But that was supposed to be it. I was supposed to come with my girlies. We look good. Yes, kuna wale wanaija watakam, labda wakamu watubaie drinks. Then ikakuwa sasa, okay. And it is not because the competitiveness of the industry, but also sasa kila dem akakuwa host. Everyone, yes. So now because, and again, unfortunately for the host, it now becomes labda unajua director, ndo maana unasikia kuna hizi scandals za sijui ma-host na ma-director, unajua ama labda unajua promoter pia. No, these things are happening.
It does.
So when it got there now, ikakuwa now, okay, you have to bring us value. And because unaweza kuta labda wale kuna mtu ako kamponi ni nini, so hey, pesa ni mzuri, what do you need me to do? Okay, just to get spenders. Okay, sawa. There are people who will go out and look for spenders. Absolutely. They'll go to other clubs earlier, or those two areas where you know the big boys are. Then you convince them,
come to this location.
Yes, let's move to this location. Na mtu anajua vizuri sana, hey, bill, Dorime. Boy, kishashikwa kifua hivi wa Dorime.
I did business.
So that is how the hosts evolved. Mbake Kafka point now they have tagged it.
Keyword,
yes.
evolved. Because you're explaining how it used to operate before COVID,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And now after COVID, things changed.
Yes.
Because of how the industry evolved.
And I get that. Now, when it comes to DJs and why I'm adamant about DJs, not every promoter shares your point of view.
Okay.
Let's be honest.
Fair enough.
Because in the same thread, I know I could see promoters who are like, you wanasema nini? Because for them, and that is why I talked about clubs like B&D, whoever is marketing B&D, I don't know, but they have done their marketing and they've figured it out. So for them, hautaona wakiitisha hosts. For them, they already know the DJs that they're working with. When you go to clubs that now in the competitive zone, and this is the unfortunate thing, and I hope and pray for every club owner, Kenyans themselves wanakwaga tu watu wakiamua tu kutoka
Facts.
You can imagine 15 years, I can tell you the number of clubs that have come and gone.
Shelf life ya clubs in Nairobi zinaonanga
There was a time tulikuwa tunaenda Skylark.
Ebony.
And
Galileo.
And the promoters there at that time, and this is why I'm very passionate about this. There's some of the things that are being talked about now. I saw them happening. I got a chance to play at Galileo, not because I had a crowd, but because I was good. Ngati alilisikia tu niki DJ once, akaniitisha, nikaenda nikacheza. Now, if I was told to build a crowd, to come with a crowd, singepata hiyo chance. And that is why my issue now comes on when promoters start telling you, okay, you have to bring us more. If it's for the top 10%, that's a conversation we can have. But when it becomes blanket, then it means there's someone who will never get a chance to play at your club because they don't have that.
And that's why I wanted to clarify and be more specific here. And that's why I said, because there's some specific DJs, those top tier DJs who I feel have become very entitled because of the experience they've had in the game, and they expect to be paid those 6 figures, and Wait,
the entitled how? The thing is, and I've talked about this even with, let's say, corporate, when they tell you DJ's budget nihi. And I'm like,
it's cool,
no. I am an individual.
Exactly.
So when you say entitled, yes, I'm entitled to, because I've worked for it.
No, I'm not saying entitled by saying that this is your bag. Yeah. Some people are worth even 200K, 250K. Even some people are worth that. Yeah. But the value needs to match. Let's just be honest right now. There's no way I'm going to pay you that and then try and convince you, please post my poster. Please, boss, sijaona poster kwa nini kwa stories.
Then I feel it's a communication issue.
That's what I asked. I was like, is this an
there's some people
expectation?
It could be, but there's some DJs who are DJs and influencers at the same time.
Okay.
So they have a certain aesthetic on their page, and they don't post their posters on their feed. You understand?
Yeah.
And this is something you can always post and archive. True. Getting them even to collaborate a poster with the club itself is such a hassle. Yeah. Guys, you don't understand. Exclusive, you don't understand what I've gone through.
No, I understand what you're going through.
And when I'm being asked by my boss, nini mbona huyu mtu hatumi video drop? What's wrong, Noni?
How do you explain?
How do I explain?
You see, this is the thing. When you talk about social media, all of you guys have all of you guys have your social media, yes?
Yeah.
And even when you're working with brands, there's a way you know how your social media works. And that is why, for me, even me, I say, I will post because say if I'm looking at the eyeballs I get on my Insta stories versus on my feed. If I tell you I'd rather post you on Insta stories, no one insists on the feed.
Yeah.
Feed, where's the feed, man? You get. And that is the thing. Yes, I get, because these guys can drown you. And I'm talking about clubs. Amekuweka collaborate asubuhi, afternoon tena ameweka mademo kidansa anataka ucollaborate, amekuweka kwa Insta stories anataka urepost. And remember this, there are DJs who are working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
I can imagine your feed will be.
So unataka nijaze poster kama soko. So I know I usually say I only start posting my gigs from Wednesday.
Yeah.
Rarely once in a while answer from Tuesday, because I'm like niko na radio pia lazima ni post, niko na gym lazima ni post, niko na ujinga yangu kwa gari lazima ni post, niko na gymnastics. You get gymnastics. But when you talk about this DJ does not want to do ABC, imagine if that's how they feel and that's how they're operating. Because I've seen it even with corporates. There are some DJs who will tell corporates, me, I'm giving you 2 posters and 1 Insta story. Kama utaki,
achana
nayo. And leave them to their vices. If time will tell if now the industry will evolve na iwache nyuma, ama watajua venye wata-adapt in their own way. But I don't see why you should constantly insist on working with them if they're not bringing that value to you. And that is why...
No, and I don't.
Yes.
And I don't. And that's why I made that statement. That is why I made that statement.
Like, let me ask from a marketing
Understand?
perspective. Are you okay with a DJ posting, I'll be at Club X on this day? Alafu, after the event, they delete.
Yeah,
the
that's
work is
fine.
done.
And then let me
'Cause
tell
it
you
doesn't give
something.
you
You know,
any more
now
value.
we have Instagram has also evolved in terms of the features. When we say if I'm giving you a gig and I'm paying you, and you know my club also has a name. Like if you're seen playing at this club, you're also considered a top tier DJ, right? So I would also expect, okay, if I collaborate with you on this post, accept the collaboration.
Okay.
When you're done with it, you can always remove from your main grid, or you can even remove yourself from collaborating that post. No problem. But it doesn't hurt to accept the collaboration so we can share that audience as well. You understand? Because you're getting our audience.
So a few questions.
Right.
How many DJs do you need on a busy night, say a Friday? How many DJs do you need to book on a Friday?
2.
2 DJs.
Two DJs, because
Friday, Saturday, same.
Friday and Saturday
would you
is the
book
same.
the same DJ on Friday and the same DJ on Saturday?
No.
So you have to switch.
You have
So in a month, how many DJs do you need for you to be comfortable that my lineup is complete for the month?
Monday.
At least 8.
Because Monday and Tuesdays, resident DJs usually
Play
on those nights. But because Mondays have now become a party night, if you guys have seen, you have to also, keep up with the times. Monday has become a day that people actually also party because of Sunday night. I don't know, it's weird. So anyway, we have Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
When you have to book, like...
So in a week, you have to book like 6 DJs.
Okay.
So
6-7 DJs, because some have 2 in a night.
7.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Then let's say a DJ let's say a busy DJ who's taking in bookings whenever, Tuesday, randomly Wednesday.
Right.
So let's say like Saem. How many gigs do you think Saem plays in a week?
I don't know whether he plays on
On
Wednesday.
average.
I know on Monday and Tuesday he doesn't necessarily take gigs on Monday.
But for
and Tuesday.
Wednesday he does.
So Wednesday,
Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So 4-5
Even
gigs.
Sunday.
Let's say like 4.
Yeah.
Four days in a week.
And it's very rare to find Saem playing on one venue on a Friday and Saturday. Very rare. Mostly at least 2 venues,
Yeah,
right?
that's true.
Now, imagine now Saem has to post how many posters in a week?
Hey.
No, we need
let's
to discuss practically. So Wednesday it's a matter 1 poster per yake. So Wednesday it's 1 poster, Thursday 1 poster, Friday 2 posters, Saturday 2 posters.
Maybe 3, because he may
We're
be
already
doing
at
2
6.
clubs and a concert.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
concerts as well.
Ya mchana.
Ya mchana, sindio? Then maybe he has a corporate gig here, sindio? Now if he's on tour. So that's asking to post 10 posters in 1 week. And then do maybe 10 drops. We're literally doing 1 poster, 1 drop. 10 in 1 week. Now, even realistically, even if Sahem has an audience, I don't think it's possible for Sahem to tell their audience that Skia Sasa, this week
at
I
all
need to be in
these
10 places.
Yes, of course.
Yeah. So basically what I'm saying is, then how do we find a middle ground? Because I understand from your end. From your end, what you want is, I'm booking you for Friday. I just want you to let your audience know that you're gonna be at Black Summer on Friday. Whatever you're doing,
I think
so. How does this realistically work?
And
I
also
think-
so that it doesn't drown the DJ PR.
Yeah. I think it's just about creativity and how you put your content out there. I'll give you an example like the Dark Child.
Yes.
His content is promoting his club gigs.
Passionate.
Better that guy promotes his club gigs, but you don't feel like it is because it's content. There's a time even he called me to be part of one of his videos. And me, I did it freely to just help him because I love what he does. That guy invests in his craft. And when I say invests, I mean marketing. He has his own merchandise, branded merchandise, content. And because when you see him taking content to those boda guys, you think they do it for free. He pays those people from his pocket. That is investing in your craft. That is marketing. That is being creative.
So Noni, would you say, and because you're talking about the evolution of the nightlife and everything,
Right.
it's true. We also have what I can call maybe influencer DJs, for lack of a better word,
Yeah.
who've become popular because of what you're saying. Mixes, I'm doing content, you know.
Right.
I like the Grouchies, the Mr. C's.
Yeah.
Definitely came out through content.
Yes.
So it's possible to also look at those as, okay, influencer DJs. And most of them, even when I go to their feed, I see they still do content with brands. They're still influencers, but they're also DJs.
Yeah.
But also, there's just a very talented DJ who's not an influencer.
Yeah.
Who, if you ask them tech of your night, I promise you, you're have the night of their lives.
Right.
But si influencer, hata ataki kuwa influencer. So yeye ukimwambia anza kufanya hizo vitu za dark child za sijui nduthi, anakuambia afadhali aenda fanya mixes zake YouTube and then aende tour Dubai, aende tour Australia. Because also today, nowadays the good thing is, for some reason, the content DJs are beginning to tour. Social media works like that.
Like
you know,
that.
people see from across the world, they're like, let's book this guy.
Especially the ones who took onto TikTok early. They're doing really well right now.
Look at MC Gogo and DJ Daffy.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, MC Gogo and DJ Daffy would probably be comfortable to do your content, for sure, and they'll do it very well. I don't know if Ojizo would. And Ojizo is a dope DJ.
Ojizo atafanya tu.
Unaona, atafanya tu. You know. But
Ojizo shida atawajazia club wa mama, mtauza.
Mama wako na pesa. Mama wako na pesa.
So now, when
So you have a point.
Yeah, so from where you are sad, I'm like, okay, as much as I hear that, I think you have to reconsider some things.
100%.
In the sense that now when you start overlooking talent and making it feel like now the DJ's work is to be a crowd puller, even if the DJ comes today, in the long run, it's not a sustainable business model for you. Because you can't keep having only the crowd pullers come every day. And these crowd pullers, Leo, even if they're in Black Samurai today, tomorrow maybe they're in BND. If I'm not able to go out today, I could still catch them tomorrow. At the next day. Because same DJs, same clubs, same audience, so rotate to Now, how is the business going to be sustainable if you rely on the DJs to bring the crowd? You know what I mean? Then you'll be out of business in a very short period of time.
Anyway, I think my post was really taken out of context. I did not expect the DJ to jazz at the club. However, I do understand where you're coming from. And that's why, even internally, like back at where I work, we are relooking at how our business model, like basically, why not book these DJs that charge between 30 and 50K? And there are so many that are super talented, might not have online presence as such, and then now invest in influencers or invest more in promoters. You understand? So it's something that it's about mix. You have to mix things around.
Akona maoni.
Honestly,
amefanya hivi.
I'll say this. No. I get you.
And let me tell you. And let me add on to that. I'm not saying I'm expecting like. Even on a Wednesday, I'm not expecting, because we used to have DJ Joe Mufalme on a Wednesday, every Wednesday, but I think towards the end of the year, his schedule got quite busy. We were not expecting him to, perform miracles like he did last Friday. We had Joe Mufalme and Chris Darling, two kings, and they jazzed the place. Crazy. And for us, what we look at is, on a Friday and Saturday is generally a party night, okay? And if we usually do, on average, these sales and we bring these DJs and this is the investment, what more can we look to achieve? You understand? Yeah. And what value add is it bringing to pay these guys this X amount? Because they're not cheap. Yeah. You understand? So I'm not saying from Monday to Monday. Thursday to Saturday, Thursday to Sunday, those are the crucial days for us, to be honest. Okay. The other days we can play around with the lineup, with the DJs, with the... we can play around with things. But these are the days, if I'm paying you 200K to come on a Friday, you best deliver. Yeah.
And I hope then it just goes back to a communication where I'm booking you and in return I want XYZ. So that, because also, we need you to be in business. Because sisi wengine tunapenda kulea watu and we want to come. So we also need you to be in business so that it gets to a point where you're saying eye to eye with the DJs you're booking.
Yes.
And everyone is completely on the same page.
Let me tell you, DJ communities these guys are very difficult, eh? Wapendangi kuambiwa. Hiyo nitakuambia ukweli. Let me tell you see like you as an influencer. When you have wait, hold on. Relax. You as an influencer, right? This job of being an influencer or a content creator is not a job that has been there for very many years. It's relatively new. You understand? But it also has its nooks and crannies. By the time I'm booking you to influence a specific service or a product or whatever it is, you as Chaxy, you have your rate card, and under your rate card, this is what you say you're going to deliver. You actually jot it down for me. You don't even wait for me to ask you, when do unaniambia, I'll deliver this one feed, one reel, 3 posts per day for this period of time.
Yeah.
Then I'm like, okay, at least we have a metric to like we can follow up and see. And then at the end of that campaign, you can actually even give me a report. Yeah, which sometimes,
No, but within influencing, that's how it works.
Yeah.
It's clear.
It's very
Within
clear.
influencing, it's clear.
I feel like maybe we need to introduce that for DJs.
Listen, this is the
Sema Joram.
Haya, wacha niongee.
Acha niongee.
But DJ hatupendi kusikiza watu ambao hawajai DJ wakituambia story ya ku-DJ.
You hear?
This is the thing. The same way with influencers. I know many influencers ambao wakiambiwa leo, there's this product you're pushing. This is your QR code. You're going to be paid according to how many people use this code.
Yeah.
What do influencers do?
Stacking.
Stacking.
So umekuwa mtu wa sales.
Ndio hiyo sasa. That is the same thing they want to, that is the equivalent of what they want to do with DJs. Whereby wale watu wanakuja sasa kutegemea na wale watu wanakuja ndio tutakulipa. This is the thing. I say this again. Good luck to all the club owners who are trying to evolve and do it different. It is okay. But there are some things we've seen. Zikiji repeat. Me, I used to work at a club where the club owner said, we don't need guest DJs. Si resident wetu ule anachezaga tu vizuri kama nani na ule anachezaga. Okay, sawa. And they stopped bringing club DJs. Within 4 months, that club was dead. Because there's also the association of this club is known for having these popular DJs. If you're in Kilimani and you're the one and you're competing for the same crowd, and you say, you know what, sisi hatutatumia, we'll use the DJs between 30 and 50. Wako wengi sana. But the other clubs around, and that is why time will tell, the other clubs around will continue and say, okay, hata nani alikuwa gaezi cheza kwangu because alikuwa, and that happens. There are people who akicheza hii club, haezi cheza hii club. Oh, so mmemtoa hii club, so hii club ingine iko na opportunity. Come through.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, for DJs, and this is the thing that we are going to insist on, our core mandate in the club, hizo zingine ni extras whereby different DJs have different ways of doing things. Yeah. Yes, the club is evolving, na mnasema all these things are happening, but the same way we've seen as people who party. DJ Joe Mfalme, DJ Kate, hata kina Cream, all those guys are almost 15 years plus.
More
DJing. Which club is still here for 15 years? DJ John, DJ Adrian are still playing. DJ Niju are still, they still have club
25 years later.
That's true.
Which clubs are there that when they started? The thing is,
1824.
Fully Focused Lab me post, akasema, the DJs are not going anywhere. Yes, there are clubs who will feel like we don't want to deal with the DJs. Cool. The DJs are not going anywhere because the music is still there. People are still going out. And as much as that is what you're saying, then have these clubs whereby if you feel like the DJ is not adding any value, ile playlist ya Blankets, ile ya Spotify, weka hiyo icheze.
Shots fired.
Listen, no, I'm just saying. The host was saying, si ndio tunaleta watu, si ndio tunaleta watu. Go open our wines and spirits. Hao watu wanakujaga kwa club kila siku kununua pombe Jumuaita. See how many of them will support your business. All these things have to work together. But the moment there's promoters, flani na DJs, and this is the thing what happens, yeah? DJs talk. Because the moment I talked like this, kuna WhatsApp group yetu and everyone was like, yes. Itafika 2 point, niaje, unacheza nani? Yani wacheza huko, waliniita lakini, wacha wafanye mambo yao. And then now everyone lives happily ever after. Because at the end of the day...
And it's fair. No, that is fair.
Maybe kuna clubs najua hawezi niita na hata siwezi jisumbua. Maybe mtu atasema huyu anatuchajaji hiyo pesa yote kwani yeye ni nani. And there is someone who has paid me a deposit for a gig in November.
That's true.
Ashalipa na anajua huyu balance yake akifika kwa gig nampatia. That is the beauty of our industry. There are people who you will work with. It's the same with promoters. Sijaongea hata jua wale promoters ukiona bukiwa ka DJ lazima mchote kitu. Sisemi ni yeye.
Those still exist up in 2025.
Yes. Yeah. Maybe there are clubs I don't play because I tell the promoter money matters, I want to talk to the directors.
Right.
And they're like, hapana ongea na mimi. I'm like, no.
Right.
And again, one thing you said, and this is, promoters say this, and I'm just like, I will not pay you. Your club sio yako. To be honest, no, at the end of the day, yes, you might be the one. Yes, you might be the one. You know, it's the same way watu wa finance akisema, hii pesa yetu unakula. No. Ni pesa ya kampuni.
No, but you do know that part of my job description is to manage the budget.
Yeah, no, I get
So
you.
when I say that, I mean,
Yes.
it's in my job description. Sisemi club ni yangu.
No, I get.
And that's why even I wanted to clarify, I am not a promoter and I'm not a host.
Yes. Marketing.
I'm head of marketing.
Head of marketing.
Yes. So I manage budgets. I create theme nights, DJ lineups, you know, to be able to bring value to the club as a whole.
Yeah.
Even hosts, mimi ndio nina manage. Okay. You understand? So, si ati wewe peke yako. Other hosts have gotten their fair share of their, you know,
grievances.
Yeah, their grievances, and me telling them that, okay, now we really need to
do ABC.
At the end of the day, what I'm saying is, if we started, if we're working together and we have this business relationship that we're building on, try and understand, even me as Noni, I have a job to do.
Yeah.
I have reports to hand in every month, or to show that me booking you is of value to the club because of ABC. It's beneficial. You understand? So, up your game kiasi. Sikuje tu na laptop bag, unacheza 2 hours and you... Ni sawa. Ni sawa.
Kuja mtu watatu hiyo basa. Hiyo ni crowd.
Niko na mtu wangu wa mkono mwenye Ogana ni saidia kuset up, kuset down, niko na cameraman wangu. Hiyo si watu watatu.
Hiyo mko watatu.
I get. No, at the end of the day, again, DJs, go and DJ. If you can do the extra, if their clubs want you to do the extra and you're okay with it, sawa. And again, this is where you go back. At the end of the day, hata huyo promoter, as much as you'll say, oh, ni DJ akufanya hivi, pia you will just answer your own Nani's questions huko nyuma na mdosi. And that is why we see clubs. Before she went to the club that she was there, alikuwa hapo, there was a different marketing manager there. And before that, there was another marketing manager. So when you do it right, we'll be here after 5 years, we are talking the same, I'm a different conversation. When you don't, kesho tunasikia tena ni mtu mwingine anakuja na idea tofauti. And that is how the entertainment industry works.
It's about...
No, continue, go ahead.
And so would that be the same case for events? Ama events is different from the nightclubs?
No, events, they book you knowing that we are doing... this DJ is coming to DJ, but we know he has a name. We have seen him before on such stages, and we know with him on that stage, watu watabambika. It's the same way with wasanii. How many times will you see posting na Nyashinsky amepost ako event ama there are different artists who will do different. Nameless atafanya mpaka TikTok dance na watoto wake na bibi. Kuwaleta tu event.
I don't know if people have got strays.
No, I'm just saying, what is my point? Nyashinsky will not. But you know, when you go to that concert, ikifika time ya nani na nani perform, it's a vibe. Because they've already done the work before. You get? So even with, I know this from the corporate, even with corporates, they have the same problem.
Just like that.
Sai Nameless Maliko alikuwa
familia mzima wamejua.
And this is the
watu wameanza kulia.
And if you notice, over the years, for the longest time, Nameless has still been booked for very many gigs. You get? And he'll charge whatever he's charging. And then there's this artist ambaye afanyi vitu mob, but bado yeye anajua pali anapata unga yake. You get? And that is what I'm saying. There's so many, when you have an experience with 4 or 5 DJs, imagine there are over 1,000 DJs. You get? So that bad experience you've had with 4 or 5 DJs doesn't now make it
cloud that it's everywhere.
And I understand now, I like that we are here to clarify and for you to clarify and say, listen,
it's a
I'm not
select
talking
few.
about...
It's a select few. In fact, the ones that I'm saying, the ones that I would
Wataje
say...
basi tu.
Wadani hawa
No, I'm not gonna do
Umesema
that.
DJ Jonah na Instagram handle tuanze hapo.
I think honestly, I don't know why I really talk about Mr. C. I think maybe because I've seen him from scratch.
And you work with him?
I work with him now, but I know him previously when he used to get booked for Amapiano tour.
Okay.
That's where people really knew that this guy is actually quite a genius on the decks. He's not only just a DJ, but he's a producer.
Performer too.
He's a performer, he's a producer. He has that ear for even producing music.
Yeah.
Even when you hear his transitions and things like that, people go to watch him because of that. And he has been constantly putting out content, showing guys what he can do for a couple of years. And finally, I feel like this year was his breakthrough year.
Yeah.
He's done 2 tours and the year is not even over. Mpaka nikamuliza, hey, manze Thursday tunakumbis, what's happening is don't worry now, I'm not doing another tour until next year. That's when I'm like, okay, at least I know my Thursdays are locked and they are sorted. But do you understand, this is somebody who has worked on his And he's created his own brand for himself. He's just known as the transition king. That's his thing. You understand? So me, I think right now, why I'm saying I would rather work with these DJs who are B-list DJs, I would say, or DJs who are just starting out, is because they are hungry. They are so hungry. And if you tell this DJ, by the way, nilete wase wenye watanunua hata nini mamzinga at least tutafute nini kitu ya kukulipa. You know, like, even if I'm booking you for this rate, be able to justify to me why I should book you over all the other DJs who reach out to me. And there are those ones, like I'm telling you, even since you did your reply, you would think that a lot of people have backed off. I've been getting too many requests.
They're hungry.
That's how it happens.
Too many requests. They're like, put me on. I show you. And that's why I feel like I need to shift my energy. And then and then now, like, because you know now we're in the last quarter of the year. Yeah. In entertainment, in club scene, in events, it's the busiest, it's the most competitive. Yeah. Everybody's booked. Right now, actually, this is the time DJs usually hike their rates. And we know that for a fact. Because everybody is looking to book them. So this is the right time to work with those kind of guys because they're hungry. And they're budget friendly. And they'll bring you value. Because at the end of the day, you have to manage your budgets. Me, I'm being honest. I'm talking from a business perspective.
So will they bring the crowd?
But that's what's the guarantee that they will bring a crowd?
No, you see, like even...
No, they won't. Sasa now we'll go back to the other people doing their job. So that these DJs just come.
It's a combination of things. Let's be honest.
You've just talked about those DJs you're talking about don't really have that crowd that you guys are looking for.
No, what do you mean about crowd? When I say crowd, I don't mean followers on Instagram. There's some people who have even 5,000 followers, but uko mtaan yeye ndio champes. Na akijulikana
that's what I'm saying. What's the guarantee?
There's no guarantee. That's why I said everything we're doing, we have to switch pieces around to see what works. You understand? Right now, those DJs that cost a lot, we're booking them on Fridays and Saturdays, days that we feel like, okay, maybe we need hype. Because it's so competitive right now. On a Friday and a Saturday, everywhere is popping. But we want people to come to this club because DJ so-and-so is playing. These are the days, let's try and play around with the DJs who are upcoming. Let's give opportunities to these guys who are hungry, who are saying, me, I'm willing to work for you and I'm willing to bring for you a crowd. At least with that budget, 30K, 40K, that's a budget you can be able to risk with.
So 30K.
But with this industry, it's a risk.
True.
It's not a guarantee.
Let me tell you that it's unfortunate that, and again, sorry, I'll just say it. It's unfortunate that, do you know why I charge what I charge? I can take 50K and there are people who will never see the inside, DJs who will never see the inside of a club. But again, you see, the way it's being put like, budget friendly. No. Even for us as DJs, that is why we are setting standards. And I usually call DJs, umelipo how much? Boss, usichukue less than because mimi already na charge. Wewe DJ kubwa, jina kubwa ukichukua this small amount, then you're running the industry. You're washing it down. But when marketing managers start talking about being budget friendly, then for me, it shows me kuna kaulafi mahali. Because when we are looking at, you don't want to pay me this amount, and your justification is what? Oh, budget haikuenda ABC.
It's not even about that. It's about even when you look at in a business perspective. If my target for a certain night is this amount, and I'm investing a certain percentage of that target, which is way above what I would regularly charge on pay a DJ on a weekday. It's because there's that value add I want on a Friday or Saturday because I know it's very competitive. Everybody's clubbing on a Friday and Saturday. But if I don't realize that value, then why not?
What, for a weekday? I'm also for a weekend.
No, I'm talking about if I don't realize that value. It doesn't matter which day it is, honestly. Because even you, if you're being booked on a Wednesday, you're not going to reduce your rate, are you?
I have a different conversation. For weekdays, I have a different conversation than weekends.
Okay.
That's the thing. And again, that is what I was saying. When you're working with DJs, you also need to work with DJs who have been in the industry, understand. That is, before a weekday can tell you, okay, Sawa, I can take this less, then we'll do a percentage scale on the sales from 0 to 500K, from 500K to 1 million, you get. But not every DJ knows that. And that is now something that also us as DJs, we have been trying to now educate each other so that we know. So even for weekdays, it's a different conversation. Because I can't come and expect you to pay me Saturday money on a Tuesday.
True.
Okay. You get? True. But even with those days, and this is what I usually tell club owners, if you bring me for a Wednesday, my minimum is 3 months. Whatever happens, you have to pay me for 3 months because there is no club wenye inashikaga tu immediately. Ati sasa nani ameanza kucheza Wednesday wacha tuanze. Before kina CNG started popping vizuri at DNB, it took time. I've done club gigs on Sundays, wapi. If you have that conversation and that balance, whereby I am expected to hit these targets, and that is why even when you talk about now that percentage, it now motivates me more to call my friends because I know up AV, anything above $1 million, kuna percentage napata. Anything above 2 million, kuna percentage napata.
Is there a club that does that gives a percentage of DJs?
Not DJs, but promoters. I think there's some promoters that work with that.
No, the DJs also, especially for the nights. Me, I've done it for a Sunday gig I was doing. I've done it for a Wednesday gig I was doing, and it's usually just that agreement. I will take a retainer. You're 30K and pay. Later. But I am taking 10%. And that is what I was talking about, the thing that when the club is not doing well, 700K nini, they're okay with paying you. But once you start hitting targets that ama siku moja tumeangukia tuki holiday inalandi hiyo siku ndo naambiwa leo kwa sababu kesho ni holiday. Listen, we agreed. So you get sometimes kuna holiday, maybe now Thursday is a holiday and it's a Wednesday night you're doing. Then they want to change the terms. You're like, because you know, siku holiday, watu watakuja if you get 3 million. But I'm like, we are building something. So you can't just remove me for this one day.
So you've done that somewhere and it's worked?
I have done it, yes. Where? We did it from Enetoaje Privé. I've done it at 18. I did it at Deja Vu on Wednesday. They have different clubs. And the biggest problem...
Privé was crazy.
The biggest... And you see why I don't teach anymore. The biggest problem was that thing of when the night starts working, they start bringing nonsense. Oh, your pesa tunakulipa ni mingi. Oh, our overheads. I'm like, no, your overheads are not for only Sunday. So you can't tell me, tuna waiters wa kulipa. Iyo ni pesa ya mwezi mzima. Then you know how you pay your people.
And the management is honest enough to open their books and say, this is last night.
Yeah, usually nani check. Because the system you can check. By the time I'm finishing the gig at 4 a.m.
How
much money you pale kwa shisha ndio wanatuibiaga juu ya hesabu hiyo. Kuna vitu tu zile wataibeiba. Then now when the night becomes popular, akina Mr. Drew, when he was doing Vineyard, that was what made the partnership end because at some point they were making so much money. And this 10% you are giving this guy,
too much, man.
Mtu alakaivi asema hapana. We can get another DJ and after that, unaona tu
it's slowly starts. I'm curious. The 10% is on revenue from the bar alone, ama everything.
Everything.
Hata hizo za bafu.
No, sasa
wewe.
Soon skia tu shisha ametolewa mix.
No, it's just
shisha because payments ni separate.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So the shisha ulipanga kwa chile.
So watu wamekuja wamekunywa. So basically the kitchen and the bar.
And the bar, okay.
Yes.
Because shisha yanange through POS.
But some clubs do, like Samurai they do.
Yeah, like I know Kilimani clubs.
Yeah, it's in the big POS.
Okay. But so if you do that with DJs, and I know that now those DJs, even for them now, it gives them that motivation of at least I'm looking forward to getting something. My only issue is that thing here, umepunguza bei yangu, and then you're still giving me so many expectations. I bring my guys, and I'm not getting anything from the guys that I've brought.
Okay.
You get? Okay. That is what I was saying. So I can bring those guys. Wakunywe, na niwaambie basi mnanipea percentage ya watu wanakunywa.
So you used to bring the crowds, but only when you were getting percentage?
No. I used to bring the crowds when we were building nights.
The night.
So, but when it's Friday and Saturday.
And when you were building the night, was it like you alone or was it a collective of people? Did you have like promoters who are also helping you?
It's a whole ecosystem. And that's why I said there are promoters, there are hosts. But you see, for me, actively, I would sit in my head and say, okay, I know this place lazima ijae. So, kuna wale madem ndaita na jioni kiambia kama na wabisi wako niko na mzinga. That is when now you get ile retainer yenye nilikuwa nasema. Most of the times, I never used to take it home. Because I know with this 30K, ile meza ni mwaba ya mzinga. Ile meza. So when you start coming in, you're saying, hey, no, kuna madem. Okay. Hey, mkoko kila Sunday. Sawa. Then you start building on that. So it's just a way, because this is something Mr. Drew alikuwa niita na ambia, nakubaya pombe 10. Vineyard. I'm like, yo, that bucket was due for 5 was 1,000. So nimekuja, amenekea hapo. Mimi, what am I doing?
Selfies,
So him is just using me to, and I knew it, and I was like, okay, sinapata pombe.
You learned a thing.
So we do that so that you get now, guys start knowing that this is the vibe, this is the vibe. Then now the money starts coming in. But it's a collective thing.
Okay. And that is, by the way, this actually goes to strengthening my point, actually. Because as I said, I do not expect the DJs to jazz at the club. You see the way you have that ecosystem, you know you guys are working together to be able to build. Why can't you do that now?
Because that was for one night. That's why I was talking about working 8 gigs, and I'm telling those people to come for 8 different locations. Imagine this week Friday BND Odhaya, Saturday 2 and 3. Next week niko sijui Thika. Next week niko Kiamburu. Next week, and I'm telling this same crowd
audience
come every. It can't. When I was younger and I was hungry, and I wouldn't say it is easy, I'm not hungry, but now I'm wiser and I look at things differently. So the DJs the Mr. C's and all that, and they can do that, props to them. You've mentioned Mr. C is a dope DJ, but I know clubs that won't book him because kuna watu watasema sitataka tusikia ngoma yote. You get that is there's something for everyone. No, to be honest, there are people who will say I just want to listen to the track venye ilitengenezwa na producer. Venye Dr. Dre alifanya hiyo beat ndio naitaka. But there are people who love what he does, and the clubs that have tapped into that are eating vizuri. And you won't see these other clubs trying to complain and compare. That is what I was just saying, like the people you decide to work with, but don't come. There are other promoters who share your sentiments.
Yeah, a lot of them do.
And there are some who are against it. But they will not post. You get? They'll just be like, you know what? See hapa hivi tunafanyaga kazi na fulani peke. And even when you go there to ask for a job, unawaambia, hatuna siku. Tuko na DJs 8, Friday, Saturday tunajua. Even me, the clubs I'm told, wewe tutakuweka once, tukirotate, hiyo mwezi ingine imejaa. And you're like,
it's okay.
It's all good.
Fine.
Yeah. I'm curious to know, like, what do you guys think about gig guides, both from like the club side and the DJ side?
Gig guides in terms of...
Like, for example, like now, we're going into October, your favorite DJ will be like, I'll be here. First, second, third, mpaka 30th.
For me, it's usually just a flex. I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Umereke, you have a corporate gig on Thursday. Again,
just to show, I think it's a way of showing people your audience how marketable you are as a DJ.
But also, it works in their favor.
Yeah,
it does.
It's an industry of optics, in entertainment. So, John Falme post gig guide kasa iza mebukio mpaka January next year.
Yeah.
Inamaanisha if you're looking to book
be on the hunt to book him.
Nampiga John amwambia mimi nakubook from Feb bus mpaka November.
So it's a fact. It's a way of marketing because mimi ndasema I'm booked till December. But I'm not going to post ati niko huko zingine nda cancel nilikuwa nimebukiwa nimeona nakuja.
Sikia post uone. Post from now mpaka December is a gig guide uone. Next year.
Hey, nimecheka.
I'd
never even thought about it from your corporate.
Wait, I had a question though, because okay, like you've made it very clear that everybody needs to play their role, but we also there's an understanding where also customer value comes in. In as much as yes, you've brought the hottest DJ to come play on Saturday.
Right.
Love him to death. I'd want to come, but tonight I just don't want to be at your club.
Right.
What happens?
I mean,
what's the question?
Like the question is as in
we amesema umebook the hottest DJ. But me
no, she was explaining how a DJ has to bring value, the people and whatever. So let's say even if I'm a spender, yes, you've booked this DJ, you've booked exclusive to come to Black Samurai on a Saturday. I would want to be there. I love the DJ, but I just don't want to come tonight.
I think with enough marketing, if you plan yourself well in advance and you market a night well in advance, I don't see why people would not show up if you're a guest DJ. I think there's enough. The nightlife is so big. There's so many people who love to party that you'll always find people coming through your doors one way or another. I think also when I say I expect you to accept my collaboration and things like that, those are things that allow your clientele to know, okay, 4 weeks in advance, by the way, on this specific day, nenda kuona DJ flani. So it's also marketing that also plays a role in that as well. Yeah, as he said, everybody needs to know their role. However, I'm just pleading with DJs. Me, I'm just pleading
at this
DJs. At this point, I'm just pleading because Joram is stuck in his ways and he does not want to.
No, it's not that I'm stuck in my ways. I am comfortable in my ways.
That is
what I was saying. I might not work for your club, but there's another club that
will book you for sure.
And you, with maybe Darkchild and whoever, it works perfectly
but you see,
for that
for
club.
you have another source of income.
No, it's not even about that.
I'm saying for somebody who is maybe a B-list DJ, and I don't like calling it B-list, but I'll say maybe somebody who's still an amateur about to reach their peak.
Yeah.
For somebody who that's their main source of income. These are tips and tricks to be able to help you stand out from the rest.
True.
Because ni mko wengi sana.
But you see, the problem is you are talking to the 10% of the 3, 5, 10 DJs that you have an issue with, and these other ones haven't had anything to do with it. These 5, 6
it was a general
DJs,
statement.
No, but what I'm saying is this.
Whoever got touched, got touched.
No, these 5, 6 DJs you're talking about. Surely a PDD. These 5, 6 DJs, because they've been in the industry long enough and they know what works for them. When you come and try to introduce something, and that is why I'm saying, like, until today, ukienda kuambia DJ John, eti sijui tunataka ufungue Instagram because we need you to do ABC. Atakuangalia wewe ni wazimu. But he knows where his bread is buttered. He knows the clubs that he works
with. That's fine.
You get? So when you say DJs hawataki kusikia, wale DJ hawataki kusikia ni sisi wenye tunajua venye tunafanya mambo yetu.
The season guys.
But why do you see someone like Nameless opening TikTok and doing TikToks with his...
Sini personality.
But you see, that is somebody who's willing to move with the
time. But nimesema Nyashinski ana hizo vitu zote na bado
ataitoa zake na afanye. Ni ukweli, but I'm saying everybody is different.
Exactly. People just speak and
I think it's just a preference. It's a preference, yeah.
And the good thing is that there's enough to go by. Like there's a lot of clubs. Actually there's more DJs. Okay, no. Bars and clubs and DJs. I don't think there's a time when you don't have a DJ to book.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a time at
No. We always look for who will give us the best value on.
And you'll always have
you'll always have an option.
And the same way,
you'll always have options.
Yeah, and the same way, maybe there's also DJs who, of course, they're up and coming across any field. They're looking for opportunities because you're up and coming. You look, sindio.
Right.
And then in any field, kuna nyako established wenye wow,
they're just fine.
you know. So I think it goes back to what we're just saying. Clear communication. Me as Noni, from book,
this is what I expect.
I'd like for you to do X, Y, Z.
This and this.
And then the DJ, if I'm not comfortable, I'm like I don't want to do it. And then even you know, you're like okay, sawa. Exclusive, we use it tumtaki black samurai. No beef, hata post.
Mimi nataka kuna exclusive akidu dance challenge pale liko tu. Kujeni black.
Silikuwa nafanyanga kwa studio NRG.
No, I just used to say, what's up, party people? It's your boy DJ Exclusive. I'm going to be at for certain place on this day.
Now you see like now him being somebody who's actively on radio and he's a DJ as well. Now that's value. Ukikuja uniambie, but then I'll give you mentions on this show, on this show, on this show. You know, I'll see like yenyewe that is now value.
But you know but you see when you say the fact that he's a radio host, that's above his whatever.
That's true.
He can't promise to give you mentions.
No. I'm not saying, but I'm saying, but that's a value add that he can offer.
Yeah. So basically, for Noni, that's what
a lot of DJs.
Okay.
No. The DJs at Capital FM don't charge extra for that.
Okay.
They're like, if you give me this gig, I'll give you this mentions. We'll post about you on night out.
I need to talk to those DJs.
No, honestly.
Because let me tell you something.
Why is that wrong?
You know,
let
me give you an example. You know, I mentioned on air, like if you don't have an agreement with the
station,
Wadosi, 50K unakatwa.
That's where you work.
No, I'm just saying, and this is the thing. That is what I'm saying. For us DJs, there are certain conversations, and I like the fact that we had a workshop and all, because these are the things now, again, the marketing team will not like, but for DJs, you can't be on radio. That is a very big platform. You should capitalize on it to get you the gigs, to get you something extra. For that gig. It's the same way with corporates. When you're being told, we want you to push this gig and also social media market for us and
that's
whatever.
A different bag,
you tell them, listen, sawa, I'll post for you, but for an extra social media push and all that, niongeze 50K, 100K juu yake. You know, that is how now you start working smart. So the DJs who are doing it for free, and good.
You never know what they're trying to build, their brand that they're trying to build. You understand?
So an example, Noni, would be like, for instance, on this podcast, right?
Right.
So we have brands that we work with.
Yeah.
And normally, if you're advertising your product or your service on this podcast here, it's always different with if you want us to post on our Instagram.
Sure.
Because this sits on YouTube, like Spotify and Apple and nini. Now, so for instance, Gilbiz, if Gilbiz want us to do something on socials, I mean, because we have a long extended period, we can do as a value add. But normally, we'd be like, this is our rate for the podcast. And then if you want social media, this is the rate. If you want both, this is now we can. Of course, we get a discount. Because the way we make money is we monetize our platforms. Yeah. And this is to us, these are our platforms. No.
You created this from scratch.
So whatever lands, like whatever we discussed here, you see, this is very different from us making a skit to promote your new brand, which is going to go on Instagram. So when someone pays for Instagram, they pay for Instagram. Okay. If you want to come mention it here, it's always a value add. Yeah, but it's not it's not on paper.
And I understand that, and I know that. But what I'm saying is there's some, I don't know what agreement those DJs have with the station and the bosses.
True.
But I think maybe it's just a way of showing them, okay, fine, this is a benefit you get as being an employee of this company. It's just the way you can get benefit like housing allowance, car allowance.
Okay.
So maybe that's a benefit that they get that you guys don't. It's something that you have to discuss separately. So don't...
No, I'm just saying. Don't get now, kind of. But
No.
What I'm saying. No, listen.
You must come up on a WhatsApp group.
Okay.
He's going to go and bash
for me, and I understand when a DJ hasn't gotten to that level where they can start making these demands. All I'm saying is, because my previous, where I used to work, the previous station, this is what I want. I'm like, it's easy. We can't afford to pay you this. I'm like, okay, sour. There is this thing I'm going to be doing in the clubs. I want to be doing that. I'll be coming to advertise. But whatever I make with the club, hiyo ni mimi nachukua. Inside wakishakubali, my mdosi amekubali. Now it's for me to negotiate with the club and tell them, listen, I'm going to have you guys on air Saturday from 10
business.
Okay? With that, this is the fee I want. Already mimi najua ndalipa producer wangu how much abaki kwa studio. The people I'm calling from the social media team office wakama wachukue. And I did it for a very long time and it worked. You see, that's what I mean. Knowing how to now utilize the platforms that you have to make something extra.
Okay.
Because hata wewe mkika chini tuseme, listen, okay, you guys have this nani. Let's work together on a event or something we can be doing once a month. And uku review on the radio station. And listen, whatever you guys get from advertising, we can even have a discussion about the split when you come on ground.
Okay. So let me get this straight. It's like nikijua nitapigwa fine ya 50k nikiwataja.
Yes.
So naambia mseni I'll charge you guys 100k niwataje. Nikikatwa mshahara 50k.
15 yako. So that's him being a businessman.
Yeah.
Which is fair and it's allowed at the end of the day.
And also
some people just want to build their brand.
Yeah. But you see again, and that is the thing for me, where I'll differ with you kidogo. You already know the brand that is Capital. And that is why you're like, who you by there? Because and this is the thing with clubs. It's not that eti mkitajwa kwa radio, watu wote wanasikiza radio watakuja, but it adds value to your club and your brand when you're mentioned on air.
Business.
You get so mtu akaivi anaambia mulinisikia jana Capital. You get
HR anakuambia dia jora mtumekata 50k lakini uko lakini pia 100 ming.
You get so it's a way of now you have to find that balance as a DJ whereby okay, I'm also benefiting because there's some people who are being told we will pay you only 50k a month on radio. But we will support your gigs.
Okay.
You get? So if you're supporting my gigs, then let me get something from this side. So I'm a DJ, need after.
I have a question. Do you guys really believe in ChatGPT? Like when you want to look for like a definition for something or maybe you're stuck about like,
Yeah.
Do you guys use
sometimes?
I use it, but I also realized you kuna wongo mingi. So
thank you.
Okay.
It depending on what, like if I'm researching, like if I'm researching, kama tu ni definitions and I can do ChatGPT. But if for instance I need to research something, maybe the history, I'd always have to counter check. Because in realize kwanza dates nini na
you know what I've come to realize, guys are using ChatGPT to generate prompts to feed other AI.
Oh my Lord.
I was reading about
that's
it.
That's like an inception.
Si sawa kwa sababu sasa hizi platform pia unaweza use zote tu. Like I can use ChatGPT to generate a prompt on another AI platform yenye nataka ni tengeneze picha. Yeah.
Anyway, I was asking that because I put in something like just now when we were speaking. is a DJ's role only to play music? No, I was very specific, only to play music and create the vibe in the club. Is that their primary role or their only role? So, let me just read for you guys.
Tafari, order lunch.
While their primary role is to deliver a great set, their overall contribution touches crowd engagement, club branding, and the business side of the night. Number one is the core role, which is play and curate music, control the energy, showcase unique style. And then there's engagement role, which is hype the crowd, create memorable moments. We're in agreement until there.
No, Mimi, no.
No, not.
Because the hype, I'm like, there's DJs who are not good on the mic.
Yeah.
Okay.
And also...
But you can hype without
exactly. Hype doesn't sound
Just
even
the
like,
way
yeah,
you
guys,
play.
that's how you play. And guys go crazy.
Kuna wenye sasa kama Mr. C mwenye hashikangi mic.
But
transition zake zinakuzingi hype.
Why? Si unapiganga nduru.
Hata hiyo yako yenye unafinyanga. Hiyo ni hype. Hiyo pia ni hype.
But I'd be like, if you look at electronic music, that's not the case. Electronic music, the DJ just plays.
It's a
That's what I'm saying, but it's already hype.
There's no,
But when he
there's
drops,
no hype.
when there's a beat drop, when there's whatever. Yeah.
Hizo effects zote ni hype, by the way.
Hiyo ni hype.
Yeah, so anyway, then it goes to saying, after the engagement role, we said engagement role, hype the crowd, create memorable moments. Marketing and promotional role, draw an audience. Social media promotion, boost the club's image.
Okay.
Then you have business contribution, influence on revenue, event differentiation. That goes to now, like, now when DJs double book on the same night and things like that. Boost the club's image. That one we know. And then now, collaborative role, work with the resident DJs and promoters. Yes. Adapt to the venue's audience. Then it says the bottom line, a guest DJ is not just a music player. They're a performer, crowd driver, brand ambassador, and revenue catalyst.
Crowd driver.
Yes, and a revenue catalyst for the club.
Yes.
Crowd driver, because this, I think the basis is crowd driver. As long as the music is good, guys will have a good time. And if they're having a good time, they'll buy drinks. Do your revenue.
Do your revenue.
Yes.
Yeah. So, I mean, what do you agree with that?
I agree with it to an extent. It's just the definition of how the wordings may be.
The wordings.
Because when you say crowd driver, me, I'm there. I know for a fact nikiingia nianze kupiga sherehe.
Drive crowd.
Hii sherehe itashika. And this is one thing that most even marketers don't know. Because I've DJed from when I was a resident DJ. There's a way we play. I have played a Black Samurai.
Yeah.
There's a way I specifically used to play there where I know I'm not keeping these guys on the dance floor my whole set.
Right.
Because you have to go back to the table and have a drink and make sure kama kuna pombe uongeze. You get? So even for us, the DJs who have been in the industry long enough, we know, even the resident DJ ambaye anaingia who plays before you, there's a way they're supposed to play to set the tone.
Yeah.
For you to come in and I know, okay, naweza come nipige 2-hour set here, hits na niende. Crowd, dance floor imejaa, mseme, ule DJ alishika. And then at the end of the night, unauliza sales. Na mbona kulikuwa kumejaa? Yes, kulikuwa kumejaa, but people were just dancing. So even for us DJs, that mambo ya revenue, I understand that. And that is why, hapa hivi nimepiga, okay, easy hits nimepiga for like 30-40 minutes. Acha nishukishe for 20 minutes. That is why sanyona nasema, na DJ, mzinga, makaa ya shisha, niongeze drink. Then you do your second hype, unakaa ukicheza hivyo. It's called oscillation, where you can bring them up, take them down kidogo hivyo. So at the end of the night, we uja realize umenunua chupa yako ya 3. You get? And mimi nikiulizwa, okay, how the sales? They were good guys, walikunywa. You get? So that is what I look at when you talk about revenue. Driving now the business for the guys to make sure that they come
revenue
and
catalyst.
they spend. There's things, small things. If you're seated with a guy who's not buying your booty, move tables.
Immediately.
Why are you there? There are guys who'd be like, who's this DJ? Who does he think? Can you play for me, Dorime? You get? But it's just a way of, it's not that in a bad way. You're just pushing. I'm like, it's end month, no nakunywa beer. Hata landlord atakudharau. You get? There are things, and it's just ways of engaging the crowd so that they feel like, fuck rent.
So let me ask something within the same but slightly different. And this, I mainly sit with only mainstream DJs in Kenya, mainstream urban DJs.
Yes.
Same songs, same way every day.
All I do is win. All I do is win.
Bro. Excuse me, Mesha, but bro.
Let's go.
Like genuinely, it's like the way the way they say matatu drivers wa Kenyan kama wanananga same driving school because wote wana drive the same way.
Yes.
Kenyan mainstream DJs Wednesday, Thursday, Fridays, Jibwara and Black Samurai, BND ni same song, same way, same way.
Ndio maana tunaitisha value. The same thing.
Ngoje ya kwanza.
Kitambo. Mimi unakumbuka us when started.
I really want to answer. I've been waiting to kwa day on online.
I know. But also me I remember kuza kina Previa kina Galileo because now that's Skylax when we were really just beginning to start going out. Part of going to the club was also music discovery.
Yes.
Right. There you go.
This is not a thing that has always been there. Kuna time tu ilifika kwanza ilianza na Nigerian tu. Kuna time ilifika. But also within Nigeria, muziki ni mob, you know what I mean? Lakini commerce.
Yes.
Bro, yani kuna time kaa commerce imeshika.
Yes.
Yani hata nimelala hivi na watatu commerce. Yani mpaka oble, you know.
Minister of enjoyment.
Can I explain?
Yeah.
Yes. And by the way kicheza kwa club bado kila watu
Everybody goes crazy.
hata huyo mtu amejama ataenda
lazima
tukusaviet. Okay, and I like this conversation because it's something that I've seen as I evolved in the industry. Kitambo when you used to go and DJ, remember mko na internet. There are two sources of music. It was either radio or the DJ. And there are some DJs who would play on the TV kakuja baadaye. So you would go to a club, okay? And the DJ is playing for you music because he bought the latest album ya Snoop, ya nani na anaichambua na kuchezea. Right now, I go play, someone comes and tells me, kuna ngoma ya Wizkid imetoka tu saa hizi nataka unichezee. The music right now is in your hands. So when you talk about the DJs used to drop new music and all that, everyone now has their own library and playlist in their pocket. Whatever you listen to as a fan of your music, uko na wanaitwaje wale mademo wale wa Sunday? Nubian sijui we are Nubia. Hapo ndani uko na Charisma, hapo ndani uko na sijui DJ mgani wa Uns, sijui ametoa track. So your taste and preference might be different. But now when you come to the club now,
some of us would still buy albums.
Yes.
And would still hear hizo songs.
Yes.
So all I'm saying is like ni ngoma ni nyingi but flash ni ile moja.
Now we are going to that now. You're talking about mainstream and it's the same thing. Everyone is competing for the same audience. Okay?
With all I do is win.
No, listen. You see, I've never seen this discussion when it comes to reggae nights. And reggae nights play the same music.
Mimi nitakwambia tu reggae nights mutainiona.
But I'm saying, it's just an example. Okay?
And then mimi ushindwa, lazima mweke zile, lazima mweke flags kwa
animal.
Hiyo ni marketing. Hiyo ni marketing.
Lazima feel tuko babi.
Na zile bed sheets za yellow, green, red.
But back to the matter. When you talk about mainstream, okay, and the competitiveness of, listen, I get into the club. The first thing, kwanza hiyo kitu ya simu sijui mlito wapi.
LED lights.
I'm like, calm down.
Oh, the one that goes across the screen.
So, and this is the thing.
Ni app man.
It's an app.
It's an app. So, I'm a piano. After 5 minutes, I'm a piano. In your head as a DJ who has no experience, you're like, fuck, what is here? Okay? Mwingine amekam, nataka hip hop. And they're specific with the songs you want. Now, what has happened, it has gotten to a point where it's the, and see your plug, it's the Kiss FM thing, whereby I know these are the songs that, for sure, work. And I'm not going, I know this is, nikicheza hizi ngoma niko sawa.
Watu wataboeka.
No, that is why now you get, there's those DJs who you'll feel like, hey, Buddha ni zile ngoma.
I'm like,
when you talk about all I do is win.
Sequence, like
when you talk about all I do is win, those are the songs that really hit for a certain generation. And the DJs were your generation, that is what they are vibing to. So when you find that DJ in the club,
Ajay move on.
Nikikuuliza saizi,
Ajay win.
Which is the biggest hip hop song right now?
Biggest hip hop song.
It must be not
biggest
Kendrick.
Kendrick ni kitambo. Biggest hip hop
right
would be
now.
What sasa?
Hey,
Kadi just dropped.
Hella it's me. But that's for the babes though.
That's
for
the babes.
For niggas.
I'm trying to think. It's still not Kendrick.
Okay, let's say hata tukisema Kendrick. If I play
Has
Kendrick.
to be Drake. Who's calling my phone?
Nokia is not the biggest, bro. Nokia is too old, bro.
So which one?
Bro,
Okay,
just
the last 6 months.
Young Thug just dropped an album, but I don't think any of the songs are still that huge.
Which one? Which one? Yeah, which one?
Yeah, sir. So which one? I play it in the club. The reaction will be awesome. All I Do Is Win will still have a bigger reaction. I'm not I don't even remember the last time I've played it. But you see what people do, even in concerts and all that, we go with what we know everyone might. For sure, everyone knows All I Do Is Win.
But how many songs are those? I'm sure the mingi.
And that's
because even this babe will tell you I'm a piano.
Yeah.
If I was to look at her Spotify, she listens to a wider range of music.
Yes.
But also, at the end of the day, I could suggest, I would never, but even if I did, I can't tell you what to play. And niko tu club. Ukitoka hapo unaenda club ingine baada kucheza All I Do Is Win. Sasa sitakuwa huko.
Yeah. But let me tell you a very interesting story. There's one social media influencer. There's sometimes tuko na hii argument. And that time I was playing at 1824 on a Thursday. It's like, oh, nyinyi mnachezaga the same thing. Nikamwambia, listen, for tonight, I want you to come. You will be selecting the music. Mimi ndacheza. Sawa, let's do that experiment. Ngoma 4 hazikupita. Because one, kuna mambo ya BPM. So you want to start thinking that my favorite songs, your favorite songs might not be the next guy's favorite songs. You get? Definitely. So there's that disconnect of, and that's the thing with DJs. There are DJs who understand and how to mix. I'll play All I Do Is Win, but I can still play the latest Playboy Carti song. Na bado niingize. And that is why I love the fact that people like Akina Sa M and all that. They'll still ingiza rumba, alafu ingize ngoma ya charisma juu yake. Alafu, na ni ile popular rumba kila mtu ungesema, ngoma kila mtu icheza.
It's so true.
It's now how you mix the music. When you go to house music, there are people, Chris Brown, yeah.
Hiyo hata haikuangi anymore. Achana na hiyo. Hiyo bado na kina nini mnacheza. DJs. Hakuna any house DJ. Mwenye anacheza Chris Brown, hakuna hata mmoja.
And that is why what has happened now is niche events have started taking their own space, whereby I know when I want to listen to the latest uns, ndaenda Koda ama Muse, you get? I know there are people who still like, mimi nataka kusikia old school, ile mimi nilisikia nikiwa high school, ndaenda 213. You get? I know when I want to listen to the latest trap and all that, I'll go to Alchemist because I know there's DJ Case or DJ whoever. That is the beauty now of the industry. But ule mtu anasema, oh, kila club nikienda ni DJ the same. Wewe unaenda kila club ukifanya.
But let me
Wenda kila kibanda na
unasema but exclusive.
Yes.
I still insist that like Chaxy said, I feel like DJs, tumesema tusipatie DJ responsibility ingine.
Yes.
I feel they also need to just take their time. Take their time and curate experience.
Yes.
Thank you.
I understand that.
Period.
I understand that you can have the songs that you quote unquote you must play.
Yes.
But please, like experiment with new music here and there.
Yes.
At least, if people listen to them long enough,
they get used to exactly
popular songs.
And that is why
they don't even need to listen long enough. People are streaming these songs on their phone. But with DJs, for lack of a better word, they have what I call generic sets.
There you go.
Yeah.
Which is very true.
I like a set where I pull out Shazam marambili tatu.
No, you don't even have to pull up Shazam. It's okay. You can play a classic DJ Khaled, but I promise you, it doesn't have to be All I Do Is Win.
I get, and that is the thing.
Imagine you can play another one.
This is the thing. I totally understand what you're saying. And that is why there are things called DJ mixes. The people now who understand, because it's not just, I can't just introduce you to new music every time kwa club. Utakayo unasema, hizi ngoma gani anacheza. So, kitambo.
But they're not new.
But what I'm saying is, yes, I totally understand. Again, I will insist. The same way with the clubs and knowing that this DJ and this vibe is there. Now, that is why there are DJs who will get booked because they have now learned, okay, for me, it's more than just playing the commercial music. I have to do. But now the problem with the clubs that, hizo clubs zenye nyinyi mnasema, ama DJ wanacheza the same music. Utapata hizo club ndio hao ndio wana book hawa DJs. Because kuna madem kadhaa mabesi wa director hao wanataka tu oble. So wewe umeenda hapo.
But kama mko ma DJ watatu, lazima mcheze oble wote watatu in one night. Naona hiyo ndio nakwambia.
No, I get you.
There's a lot of duplication.
I'm telling you, like it's the same person.
Let me be honest with you. And I'm not going to speak as a DJ because I'm not a DJ. But as somebody who's booked DJs, especially 2 guest DJs in one night, tell me why your sets are identical.
It's the same set.
There's a way in which, let me tell you, there's a way in which you can even prepare for your night. If you know you're playing with so-and-so DJ who you respect in the game, you guys can even have a phone call and be like, listen, tupange hii night, tuifanye aje, utafanya set, utafanya genre gani na gani, mimi nifanye gani. Like there's a way in which, as you said, we work together. But DJs, kila mtu anataka kushine. Kila mtu anataka kukuwa star.
Because kama juzi.
And this is the thing.
Like the last week I was at an event. I won't mention the name. There's this DJ. She was like, I was really enjoying her set.
Yes.
It's just that it got into a point. I was almost sure, like the songs that she's playing, the DJ was going to come after.
Yes.
Atazirudia. So nilikuwa like, do you guys still want me to stay here and wait to listen to this song?
The next hour.
The next mix is a remix of the previous.
And because I also DJ.
That's valid.
There are mixes I can't post because when I watch this mix and the other mix, I'm like,
the same.
Kuna song sequence nilifuatanisha. E-mix high, it's not doing that thing. I feel like DJs, honestly, even if you're busy, part of your craft is getting the new songs.
Research, discover new music,
bro.
True. Give us a different set every time you like. Give us something to look forward to.
Even try a different sequence.
I get
that guy doesn't get the
I
same
get you.
set.
And that's the
2 weeks
thing.
in a row, he doesn't.
Yeah, and that's the thing. That is now where now you look at the DJs who you're booking, and again, hiyo sasa inakuwa pia shida ya club owners because
I think he's giving you advice from DJ to DJ.
No, I'm saying
he's actually giving advice from DJ to DJ.
What I'm saying is there are those DJs who are out there who do these things. But because kuna sisi, the 20 DJs who are at the top, the club owners want to choose the same 20 DJs. Mimi, I have no problem with nikiambo nimenyimbo gig because that so-and-so DJ, his mix style is different and all that. And I'll be like, okay, cool. I will even come and listen. Okay. Sasa, me have learned a lot. Nimeona gigs za sasa kuna mangoma hata sikuwa najua na nimezichukua nimeongeza kwa set yangu because for me I am an older DJ in terms of the music that you get. When I go play at 213 is very different when I go to play Kiambu Road. Those are two different crowds. So me understanding that and knowing that nikiwa hapa 213 kuja na mapiano ndakufukuza huko. Unless unataka kusikia kina Liquid Deep na zile makwaito.
Which is fine.
You get
nostalgic music.
That's the thing. I understand where you're coming from. Yes, there are DJs who are fighting it, but that again sets the DJs apart. That is why you know nikienda kusikiza umse at least kwa set yake ndatoka na ngoma 5-6 zenye sijaisikia. You get? But at the same time the many Kenyans who complain sijui nini wanacheza the same music are the same ones requesting the same music. So it's a very delicate balance between introducing new music, knowing when to play it, and ile time sasa ya hype yenye mnaambiwa around usually 1 to 3 a.m. Whereby now all caution to the wind, mi nishalewa nataka tu nisikie oble, nisikie after oble, nisikie sijui ile club song kutoka hapo. You see, that's the thing. And at that set time everyone is having a good time. Then kesho mtu anasema wala sasa narudia mangoma. But at that moment you get so it's something that even us as DJs we have talked about it. And there are DJs who are like, me I'll try and do different things and you get.
I know some working. Because bro, if you ufanye tu a social experiment on a Friday, uende B&D, Kettle House, Black Samurai, Gemini, nini, I promise you same thing. Tukiendeza clubs na to confirm tuko like okay saizi nini nacheza.
Same
song.
So true.
Again, the hype set. That's what you call the hype set.
It's a prime time. It's a prime time.
I know, but week in na siku hizi kasa hizi leo kuna 10 songs zimetoka. I'm sure kuna 2-3 kali. Na nitazisikia. Point ni I'm sure if you went on my phones, hizo maobiles nini, I don't listen to those songs because nitazisikia kwa club every day.
Yes.
So it doesn't mean when you play a different song stay enjoy. But also you guys believe during hype set I have to play
because Oble works, so Oble must always be playing.
Yeah, why can't you experiment with a new song that he's talking about in those hype sets, but now play with the BPM as you say?
Yeah. Okay.
Introduce some new tracks in between.
And again, that is why I said there are DJs who do that.
Instrumental ya Oble.
This is the
lyrics that I cheat.
One thing exactly. Na simulia yangu hata sasa hivi imefika point watu waunze msijaribu kufanya hizo ma remix.
Zimekuwa mingi. Sasa ni mafala but I'm like pia want to collect. Pia usikuje tu kunichezea ma remix.
And you see that's the thing for even guys who are now and that's what utapata ni ma DJs wame crossover. So because I'm trying to play with both markets, wacha niweke gidigidi maji kwa beat ya sijui.
Yak.
You get
Yak.
Sema ya mano nyako moroka nyingine.
Sema ya
atoti.
Okay, yeah, no bad.
But I think the problem in inakuanga guys who want to listen to like tunes vizuri. The problem is kama set nzima ni hivyo. You know, remixes we love remixes. Anyone who like a nice
good remix.
But the whole set is square toti, tai chi ni nani house. Sasa then I'm like
tai chi jamaliza 6 months.
Monetizing.
Bro, washaka hizo remix. So unaona point ni sasa sitaki tena unirudishe Ibiza then nimekuja koda. Just cause umechange sasa unanicheza 120 BPM.
Yeah. So DJs, and this is for the DJs, again, you need to work on your playlist. Because even me, I'm still evolving, siko gonna jua trap ni nini until DJ Sean, big shout out, ndio alikuwa ananionyesha hizi mangoma ananitumia. Because I'm like, I'm still stuck on TI and Young Chalk.
You can have whatever you like.
If you're a DJ, that's why I love DJ John. DJ John is kaudo 77 years huko.
Damn.
Hata 91.
Atakupigia set ya trap mpaka you're like okay, because he sits down, he does his research. Yes. And that is why you get now such DJs. They don't need any other thing else ya kufanya. Them they just know I'll come and give you a good time.
Like,
so those DJs
they need Pizza Linambia every single day he gets at least 5 new songs every day. Monday to Monday.
Yeah.
Monday to Monday every day.
And you can tell, look at his
We
set.
booked him last week on Thursday at Black Samurai. That guy blew people's heads
Look
off.
at his
We also
set. It's
booked him
evident.
again.
Blew people's heads off. Like guys were left there like guys are bopping and they don't even know the song.
Na alisema hivyo every day I get at least 5 new songs every day.
And that is the beauty of it. Especially if you're going to be in the club scene, I understand someone like DJ Eden who will not care about the newest because he already knows
niche. Yeah.
my niche is this. DJ Nijo, you get. But if you're going to be in this market,
every Wednesday,
you have to now.
I think maybe what you're saying is if you have a niche market and you want to be identified by a specific, genre or whatever, identify what your brand is and stick to that and grow with that. Yeah. But if you say you're an open format DJ, please do your research, reinvent your sets every week. Give people something to look forward to.
And even like Spotify has New Music Friday. Like it's as simple as just waiting for Friday, listening to new songs.
Spend 1 hour too, just
and even better if also you play like a specific genre. There are even playlists curated
specifically.
Which is good. But you see, again, that's what I was bringing it back to. It takes more than just the club DJ to do that. It's a whole ecosystem from the radio. Because you might love all those songs, but he might not. So out of the 7 new songs that I brought out, you like all 7. You see, that's the most delicate balance that you have to deal with.
Do people really rely on radio for good music anymore? Like for knowing what songs are trending anymore? Do people really?
No, it's not radio only.
Streaming.
Streaming is what is taken over, right?
Yeah, but and you see, streaming now becomes a personal thing.
Because your playlist stick to what you like.
Exactly.
But how? I don't think anyone ever goes out saying I want to go listen to the songs I know. Like I can't be in the club expecting to know all the songs. How?
A DJ is a taste curator.
Yes.
Yeah, like having a good idea is very crucial.
Introduce pia mimi kwa hizi vitu zenye.
I went to listen to Pinye in 1999.
Hey, wait.
This is same listen. I went to listen to Pinye.
How old was it?
Registering.
In 1999 is crazy.
Nilikuwa nimemaliza class 8. But nilikuwa na mwili kubwa so niliweza kuingia kwa club. Story for another day. And at that moment, for me, it was whatever Pinye says
goes.
Was it,
we guys were dancing. Me, at that time, I was intrigued about DJing. Nilikuwa naenda tu kuangalia. But guys were just having fun, and it's that way. Nowadays, there's now that thing of I have personal preference. Me, mtu amkuja niambia nicheze Bridget Blue. I'm like, okay, I know which one inaweza endana kwa club. Kumbe they didn't want that song. Walikuwa wanataka sijui ngoma nyingine. You get. And when you now have to deal with that as a DJ, it becomes very difficult balance between what your personal preference may be, what might work in the club. And that was why Kitambo, you remember when Code Red were on radio? It used to be that we introduce new music here.
And we take it to the
ground.
Then
we take it to the ground.
Right.
So by the time you're coming to the club, at least you have an understanding of these are the songs. Because you're saying, see it killer sana. There is usually a feel where mtu akagive us vibe iwezi. And for you, the thing is, nani aleki uko Kavali tunakuja. So mimi nikiona cheza naona shit, imeze imeenda.
Obule.
All I do is
hata nakwaga na kitamba yangu. And that is now why people now come out and say, oh, DJs wanacheza the same thing. It's the same thing with again huko hizi stations. That station that mnasema wanacheza the same song.
Sinyenye huko tu, huko hapo.
I look at the numbers. The numbers are still there because there's someone who is for sure, if I love Ariana Grande,
itachezwa.
I know for a fact nitaisikia.
Lakini akona ngoma mob. Sasa lazima hiyo moja tu.
That's how commercial.
That
is how it's the top
From
40
a business
radios.
point of view, it makes sense.
From the top 40 radios, whereby it's the top 40 songs that are being played. Paka mi kuna time naulizaga bana.
Form.
Kuku na unaambiwa hiyo ya muziki. That is why I insisted on having my show. I have now my mix show on a Friday. Because I was like, I can't be a DJ on air from Monday to Friday. And there is nowhere nagusisha wasengo mangu. And my boss was like, sir, we'll give you 5 to 7 p.m. on Fridays.
Do whatever.
Do your thing. You get? So it's a balance.
So it's a preference thing.
Yeah, it's and also a balance whereby you need to know how now to balance so that Chaxy pia siboeke sana. Na huyu mwenye amekuja tu kusikia mapiano apia ya bambi.
But I think tunafaa to book Nyayo Stadium tuite ma DJs wote wakamna flash zao.
I swear.
Na alafu
ban them.
Tuna delete specific songs. Wote wanapita tuna delete specific songs tu. Yani wasipo nazo.
In fact, hiyo set yenu tu yote ya
hata hiyo sitaki kusikia tena. Hata hiyo sitaki
Minister of Enjoyment.
Minister of Enjoyment one more time.
Usiguze Shanipopi.
Minister of Enjoyment
Stajana na ngome imeboa haraka hivyo.
But there are some people
usiguze Shanipopi. Hizo zingine toeni.
Usipoicheza hata kumbuka hata
No, but I won't care.
just have
For me, I'm coming to have a good time. If you drop Shanipopi, hey, well and good.
It's not a bad song, but it's not
for you.
Yeah,
but you see, I don't want to be at nilisikia jana. Leo kesho na
unaona sasa tukidelete kutoka kwa flash at least for a few months.
Yes.
Then
I guarantee
you an
guarantee you leo before fike nyumbani utasikia backbench ndani ya
Yes,
Sijui wapi. Whether ni TikTok.
I usually hii ngoma ya Dorime. I deleted it from my
exactly. Ndio usikutempt, usikuwa tempted.
No, sio tempted because if I'm trying to create a vibe and after every 10 minutes the bottle girls wanakuja kuniambia siji Dorime. I played at some club on Thika Road. The owner of the club wants Dorime. I'm like, wait,
back to back kwanza.
Alafu ni ile amekaa huko, hostess wako huko na
so all the way.
So I'm like,
ndio watu waone machupa zinaenda wapi
kwa mjost. So I told you're the owner. You don't need this. Akaniambia wacha DJ wangu aweke laptop yake, nikamwambia akiingia and be uzuri nilikuwa nishalipwa. Nikamwambia akiingia kucheza hii ngoma I am out. Because there's that thing of like, okay, sawa, hii Dorime moja. And you see now even for the clubs, there are clientele who expect that. You might unakasirikia DJ but mtu anasema kama nanunua Matelexo ama whatever exo.
Pia mimi niweke Dorime.
Lazima uniweke.
So the whole night tunacheza tu Dorime.
Bro,
sikiza, huyo mzee ameshasema anakuja kuspend hapo 200-300k. Club manager atakwambia my friend.
Dorime 10. Na ni mtu mmoja.
Bro, namba ya blue speaker yake.
Because
but let's just be realistic. If this guy does 3 rounds, 3 solid rounds of EXO, we're talking about liquor that costs what
70,000.
EXO inakwanga how much?
Kuna clubs
kwa club.
Kwa club. A guy is buying that 3 bottles of that, or he's buying Ace of Spades. Who are you not to play?
And this is the thing.
But he wants them in different rounds.
Yes.
That's the issue. He's not buying Atibala.
No, it's in different rounds.
And now this is the
that's
thing.
Like 5 rounds.
Wait. And this is what happens. So there's that one guy. Okay? Then there's the other guy huko hivyo.
Na mwingine huko.
I have literally been in a club where I had Dorime more times than anything else.
That's what I mean. Because when sasa bottles in a fly too.
Exactly. And you see now everyone wants to be seen as a big baller. So
true.
if he has done it na amefanywa hivyo, oh, okay. And you know for the club they love it because
None of the guys who keep our lights on.
For Chaxy who is there atasema DJ.
Inaendelea huku na Dorime.
Umejaribu kubaya
and at the end of the day, imagine DJ anaangaliwa as part of the problem.
Say wanafaa pate tu silent disco. Wakioda Dorime. Girls wapita wakisikia tu ngoma.
Ama section to section yenye hii ni
Section
section ya
ya
Dorime.
Dorime.
Yaani club ingine
Kwa soundproof wakati tu na huko na.
It's
Because there's a time
So sometimes it happens like
there's a
that.
time we
Iris. Bro.
No, but I think
The song unasikia tu Minister Tundu Dorime.
No, now listen.
You got that again. Dori is like guy.
I think there's so many other different there's so many other ways as a DJ that you can recognize a big baller. No, I'm saying you don't necessarily have to play Dorime. I'm saying there's so many other ways that you can appreciate a big baller who has bought a bottle.
Now, if
you can mention something on the microphone, or shout out to so and so big baller in the club. I think they do that in Stato all the
Pengine
time.
wanataka shut
Instead of
down.
playing one song.
Unless
you know,
somebody insists,
over.
mweke jina Dorime kama effect.
Anachezanga hiyo ngoma ya
Dorime.
Ndio hiyo.
Ama
Yeah,
ile
Undertaker.
sofa.
Only money can reduce
But this is
music.
the problem
Bro, play it.
But the problem is, imagine unaeka hiyo every 3 minutes. Unaeka.
And
Even the DJ unachoka.
And you're talking about the playlist, but they understand there's some clubs also the owners
Want a specific
dictate
playlist,
what
yes.
music is going to be.
I've heard that before.
Yes.
So unaweza kuja hapo
That's
useme
insane,
huyu DJ mbona anacheza tu hizi manaijo sijine because the owner amemwa, and sometimes it's not even the owner has 3 freaking girls hapo hivyo wenye wanapenda tu na hicho na wanamchota na yeye anaambia DJ
Cheza hizi ngoma.
Unacheza
Hiyo sasa
Mimi
ni
club
kuchoma.
naambiwa sijui nikaambia kama ni hivyo acha tu nirudi home.
Hiyo sasa ni
Na hapo kwa club anabai pombe yake.
Yeah.
Anatoa pesa mfuko ya right anaweka left.
Bas.
Yeah, so when it comes to the playlist sometimes unakuta ni hivyo ni club unakuta sometimes ni hizo tu director ameamua hizi ndio
Ngoma nataka.
So even you as a DJ unachoka uko like niko hapo boka nimelipwa.
Wewe unasema nikomboka acha nipige niende.
Yeah.
I used to like what Jiman used to do. Alikuwa na ile ni ya PDQ hapo. Ukikuja na request na kufanya tu hivi.
For real.
At
You
Milan.
charge you for a personal request.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yaani unakuja hapo na request yako nakwambia, which song? 800.
And you see the thing, again dealing with Kenyans
Is a lot.
is a lot.
You can never please them.
You can never please
You can
everyone.
never please them.
And that is what me usually say. Your story as DJs wanacheza. I'm like, then you must be really shitty at selecting the places you go. If you can, no, I'm just saying.
You can't
if
find
you
a place
can't
that
find
a DJ plays the
fits
music that you like.
But see, all most DJs too. I don't have to mention
I
names,
think
but
it's
what
expectation of ni uptown. Hii expectation ya DJs uptown.
Enda right after kuko.
Sasa unaona hiyo ndo shida standard why. But mimi nasema zile club
No, no,
muenda.
You want to, yes.
Mi club muenda. DJs ni wale tu. To be honest, the
Yes.
same DJs wako Milan leo, wako Valley, wako wapi. And city ni uongo. They play the same songs, most of them the same way.
Watu wanakuja.
So watu wanakuja tu. Okay, sikia, watu tutakuja tu kwa sababu lazima tuende club.
Lakini unaenda kwa club
wanafanya kazi yao, wanakuja ground.
I get you. I totally get what you're saying. That is
Unaona
the
vile
biggest.
you saw what I did there?
I've seen what you've
I
done.
get you, and that's the thing again. It's the way the industry has been set up, and the people who are trying to do it different are making their own niches and they're making their own nights, and that is what utakuta most of the times. Hata watu unasema they're doing it different. If it's in terms of building nights, they do it on weekdays, where you will come knowing it's different. It's a different thing.
True.
But generally, you will go to the club Friday, Saturday. There's
The standard.
and it's not
standard.
just here. Go to, there was a time I was in Dubs in January. The Afrobeat thing is everywhere. Even clubs that have never unachezea Afrobeat mpaka you're like, hey bro, kwani niko
But nasema at the end of the day, mi nakumbuka hizo siku za kina Prevent nini, it was not like a big problem kama saa.
Bro.
So at the end of the day, nyi bado ndo the custodians of the music.
Yes.
And mambo ya trends na nini still up to you.
Hizo siku za Prevent nini ulikuwa unasikia?
Silikuwa Naija, but at least I would learn, like I'd leave the club knowing at least even 2-3 new songs za
2-3
Naija.
umedanganya. Zilikuwa tu mob. Yani point ilikuwa that's what I'm
that was the era
saying.
of
The issue is not
Square.
playing the sound.
That was the Easy Square.
That was
That
the
was
issue
Mr. Easy
in
era.
playing, for instance,
Runtown.
umemona Big House and you're
Tiwa
playing
Savage
the
when she was
same
starting
song.
out.
So ni clap song, everyone unaenda ni clap song.
Yeah.
So the issue is not the sound ama the genre. It's the fact that your genre iko na so many songs,
Yeah.
but all of you will just
What to
play
stick to
the
that
same
one?
songs.
They will play the song that
Those
No, no.
commercial ones.
Yeah,
Specific
so
commercial ones.
exactly.
Yeah, hiyo ndo mi nasema that's my only problem.
No, I mean, I
You know the
100%
funniest thing,
agreement
because
with
I've
that.
seen, like, when I used to do, like, even vernacular music, like, in the clubs. Nowadays, I rarely play those songs. When I used to play them, I used to play the songs that I know. Hata
It's a
Mjaluo,
given, anajua.
anajua hii ngoma ya Kikuyu.
Yeah,
But see,
Kikuyu.
that's
But kuna
different.
Mkikuyu hata kama kuambia hizi
Mbona
mangoma
umeka
unatuchezea, kuna ngoma fulani ya nani, but I'm like, yo, I'm trying to cater for
For everyone.
to make it at least hata Mluya mwenye anajua yenyewe weko.
But hiyo weko
Mjelo anajua kanungo
like niko sawa nisipoisikia hiyo weko. Nimesikia for too long.
Yes, and that is why again you now have to evolve as a DJ. That's why I stopped playing it.
Naweza kuambia sema hao DJ wote wakiingia set ya Kenyan old school.
Yes.
Zinafuatana hivi. Twende tukawake. Tukawake Bumba Train. And niko like hata within old school imagine kuna ngoma zote ni kali. But nyinyi mmedecide hizi 5.
Yes.
Zitafuatana.
But do you know it's a worldwide thing? Any place you go and listen to Bob Marley has so much music. Unasikia ngoma gani? One love. Hey, Iron Lion Zion.
But
Three Little Birds. You get? It's anywhere you go. And again, maybe it's the DJ, Danny, and maybe people are evolving more now. Everyone feels like, and I usually say this, everyone is a better DJ until you need to DJ for different people with different vibes, with different feelings, with different
mashups
moods.
And everything.
And that's when unakaivu unasema, hey, hii kazi yenyu sio rahisi. Because kuna dema alikuja juzi tu tumekutana Blankets akamwambia kuna siku nilikwambia nilikwambia unicheze ngoma yangu na huku nichezea. And I'm like
one club ni yake.
And that's the thing. Alikuwa anataka ngoma yake sasa hiyo.
Anapenda beef.
And I was like, yo, relax, I'll play for you later. No, my friends, nikaambia, sasa kama ni hivyo basi, hapa sasa mimi sijinda kusaidiaje.
Lakini unaona hao ni sawa. Hao mwambie tu hakuna hiyo kitu.
Chaxy, you know there are not so many people like you. There are more of that. There are more of it's my birthday, I need these songs played.
Oh, wow.
There are so many of those. There's those ones of I have bought a boti, I need this.
So what? All of us have tunakwanga na birthday.
And that's the thing. Now that's you. Now for us, we have to balance.
They have to balance.
Kuna mtu usipomchezea harmonize happy birthday. Paka I'm like there are more new songs that have come out
for birthday.
Mimi nataka happy birthday.
Meza ya harmonize na sayoko katikati ya rege.
Meza yetu tuli reserve wameweka sijui chali yake ameweka 30k hapo hivyo wamekuja na keki nini. So they feel like
kwanza mnafahamu bands ya keki kwa club.
Maze.
Alafu club tumekuja kupiga sherehe. Sasa tena kwanza kukata makeki.
Kwanza na majasho za watu.
Alafu wale watu wanakupatia keki nikawa nakujua ati Juni birthday unataka keki. Niko like
it's my friend's birthday.
Wacha na mimi.
Congratulations.
Sasa mimi naanza kula sukari yako sasa.
This is the thing. If I want to show you something so that you understand it's a Kenyan thing.
Yeah.
And this is to the club marketers, promoters, club owners. Have you noticed the way a concept will start at one club and then every other club will want to do the same?
Yeah.
You get? So it's not just that if mnasema tu DJs wanacheza the same. So even club owners utakuta, tumeenda wapi kumeshika?
I want the same thing in my club.
Remember Amapiano Sundays?
Yeah.
Kama mimi kitu inanibosa hii ni hizi maboards zimeandikwa ma statements.
Now everyone is doing
it. Unanunua mzinga sio unaandika ati unakunywaje pombe si mzinga.
Mbona inakubwa mimi ni bo. Hiyo affect mtu. Haina kelele. Mimi naona hiyo haina kelele.
Haijeni vile sema the replication. Ilianzia tu club moja Eldoret niko sure. Alafu sasa ikakuja tu.
Utapata mtu amepigia Mr. C. Hiyo kitu unafanya Thursday nani Black Samurai tunaitaka Wednesday. You get? You're like come, let's sit down, let me create something different. Hiyo ndo nimeona watu. So wewe ukienda Thursday na Wednesday na Thursday unasema umsi anarudia the same songs.
Mimi acha nibaki Koda na Muse.
Damn.
Okay, sawa. Anyway. Sawa, we can wrap. Your final remarks zako za mwisho.
My final remarks, mi sikuwa na ubaya. My statement was taken out of context. I hope I've explained myself, but generally, it's just let's work together. And as DJs as well, let's be open to new ways of working and new ways of operating within your comfortability and within your means. You understand? But for me, I feel like, yes, everybody plays a certain role in the club and everybody should pull their weight. Okay. But let's work together. Let's collaborate.
Uko na 6.
Bado niko na time ama imeisha.
6 seconds.
6 seconds.
Fanya boomerang tu hivi.
Sema tu chiki see you.
Mimi nilikuwa na ubaya.
Anyway, Noni DJ exclusive episode 298. We are
Mic over 26. This is
the Brunch Club. Over 26.
Welcome back to
The mics are closed.
Now, when you watch it, you'll understand.